Good morning, I'm Nate Puterbaugh, their sports update. The college football national title game is set. Last night, number 1 Indiana dismantled the number 5 Oregon Ducks, 56-22 in the Peach Bowl. Fernando Mendoza finished 17 of 22 for 177 yards and 5 touchdowns. Wide receiver Elijah Surratt had 7 catches for 75 yards with 2 touchdowns. Indiana meets the Miami Hurricanes 9 days away on January 19th. The Blue Jackets are in afternoon action today. They square off with the Avalanche out in Colorado. Puck drops at 4. Catch the action right here on The Fan. The NFL playoffs get rolling this afternoon. The 12-5 LA Rams are on the road this afternoon visiting the 8-9 Carolina Panthers. Action starts at 4:30, and in the nightcap, Green Bay heads out to Chicago to play the Bears. We'll carry that game right here on The Fan. Tomorrow sees Buffalo visiting the Jags, the Niners at the Eagles, and the Chargers on the road at New England. Breaking sports news, what happens on The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
The Fan is live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. The Fan Sports Day of the Week. Oh, this is some clever branding. Here's your host, Place Name Here.
Place name here, that name today. Tito Jeff that off. To my right, Eric Reiser. Yes, we snapped it. I'm on the left, he's on the right. Nate's still making us sound right. Good morning, Eric.
Tito, how are you?
I'm good. I probably should have warned you ahead of time.
Nah.
No, not that. You don't even was going to say that.
I like the surprise.
That I stand now on shows.
Okay. I know that's a lie.
The camera guy would have appreciated that a little bit.
I know
that's a lie because you sit on morning juice.
No, I don't. Not this week, I don't. Look this week and I'll tell you why, Reese.
I was hoping you would.
I know you were. On Monday, I think it was Monday, we had witty banter like we always have. But specifically, there was something that Bodie had said about this new movie, Primate, that came out. Have you heard about this movie?
Nope.
Okay. Family raises a chimp. Chimp gets rabies and turns on him. Hilarity ensues. Terror, I guess, probably ensues. Nonetheless, and I said, well, that sounds almost like at my house with my son Artie, on the fact he's not a chimp, but just the fact he turns on the family, whatever. Nonetheless. And so I was very proud of the joke I made about that. And we put it out on social media, and I showed the clip to my wife and hoping it would be like, oh, that is pretty funny. But what I got instead was, you shouldn't sit like that. You look bad. So she said, yeah, she don't look, and it's just, you're right, it's the way I always sit. And I said, okay, well then, I'm going to start standing. And so I started doing it on Tuesday in the last half of the show, and I stood the rest of the week. So that I'm doing it because I've been shamed into it.
So posture police, huh?
Even when I sit up, that's the thing, even when I sat up, it still looked bad. I'm not saying this looks any better, but it doesn't look as bad.
As much as I love the listeners and those who interact with the chat and the YouTube, we're still an audio medium.
Right.
So I would still encourage you to do whatever's most comfortable. And so I have days where I can sit. I have days where standing is fine.
Well,
so it's really just you do what's comfortable to you. Because that's, I think, how you're going to do the best job at producing audio content primarily.
Fish said to me, I sound better when I'm standing.
Okay.
I don't think I'm any smarter.
I had to stand for 10 years in my last job, and there was no visual portion of it.
Right.
I'm tired of standing.
And then wife says to me, because she wants to guilt me into standing more, she says, standing or sitting is the new smoking, which I don't think that's really accurate. I don't think sitting's as bad for you as smoking is.
I understand the point.
I get the point, yeah.
You do it long enough, it's going to lower your quality of life. So
I don't know how much lower this quality of life can get.
You can find out.
We got Tyler Danberg today at 10:30. Talk to him. Also, Kevin McGuff. Then we'll double up on Ohio State women's basketball. Talk to him at 11 o'clock. Tim May will join us at 11:30. Always entertaining. I could tell you what we're going to talk about with Tim May, but we're going to talk about whatever Tim May wants to talk about because he's Tim May, and that's what he does. Last night's game. Right from the start. Now, people want to hone in on the fact that, Indiana had a big win over Miami, and they started with that first play, the 21-yard interception return for a touchdown. But, Oregon came right back and scored on the next drive. It certainly was a momentum-ish thing at the time, but the fact the fact Oregon came back and scored right away on the next drive, though, Eric, led me to think that, it was nice, but you're still dead even at that point. Until Indiana, I keep saying Miami. Indiana turned on the
and then
the
Indiana,
Jets.
put their foot down.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for as long as they've I mean, as this entire season, Indiana's very much a vibes team.
Yeah.
I think it was really after they ran over Illinois where I think you really took notice and you said, Greg Signetti's out to claim heads.
Yeah.
And that first play from scrimmage, they pick Dante Moore off and return it to the end zone. It goes to Dan Lanning, and he has just this look on his face to where I think if you were following how it felt in Atlanta, you knew kind of where it was going to go. And sure, Oregon returned favor, 14-play, 75-yard drive. But then Indiana took 6.5 minutes off the clock with their own 75-yard touchdown drive.
Right.
And at that point, Tito, how'd you feel?
Okay, at that point,
14-7. Then it started to just roll to where it was, I think Fernando Mendoza missed one pass in 3 quarters of football last night. They could do whatever they wanted, and that defense was as aggressive as we've seen them all season if you watch enough Indiana football. And I think the biggest thing with all of this is it's still hard for general college football fan to get their head around the fact that the Indiana Hoosiers are the best team in the country.
Yeah.
This is a team that through the regular season scored 44.5 points per game. They went to the Big Ten championship game and Ohio State held them to 13. And then what happened in the college football playoff against Alabama? They beat them by 35. And then last night, 56-22 was the final score in case you decided to tune out in the second quarter, and nobody could blame you for doing so.
No.
That was a sea of crimson at the Peach Bowl last night. There's been almost no bigger force in college football in my memory than what's happening in 2024, 2025 with Indiana football.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, how many other schools, and all I could think of, Reese, is, and I'll date myself on this one, as I
80s Miami, 2000, early 2000s Miami.
I was going to say SMU with Dickerson and Craig James.
Pony Express.
Right, which is NIL-ish. You know what I mean? It's paid players.
Yeah.
That's how they did it.
And so was 2000s Miami.
Yeah,
Like, we don't have to beat around these bushes anymore with all of this. You paid the players. That's how things have been going in college football forever. Now it's just legal.
Which is why the SEC is falling back.
Because everybody's able to catch up.
Everyone can do it now.
And Indiana, to the point that I just made about the Hoosiers, has a billionaire in Mark Cuban. He told Front Office Sports this week that they were really thrilled about the money he paid for the 2024 team.
Yeah.
They were even happier for the money he paid for the 2025 team. It's like, yeah, well, look at the results on the field.
Yes.
They got a great quarterback out of the portal in Curtis Rourke last season. He dealt with a bunch of injuries. But then this year, Fernando Mendoza is the only Indiana player to ever win the Heisman Trophy.
Right.
And he's looked the part in games since hoisting the stiff arm.
They were the first team in college football to have 700 losses as a university. The first one to do that. They were the first to have 700 losses. Now they're doing this. And you're right, the money thing with Cuban. And Oregon, I mean, Phil Knight wants one really badly there.
Yeah.
It's not just having the money, but it's having the right people making decisions on how to construct the team.
That's true.
And so, because I don't think, and Ohio State doesn't have a Cuban. I don't mean
Ohio State does not have a billionaire.
A billionaire,
no,
yes.
They do not have a single entity
weird.
that can write checks
right
at that kind of level, at that kind of frequency.
Right. And they also have the advantage that Phil Knight has where he could say, hey, look, come over here. I'll give you your own shoe with Nike. Like, if I'm Phil Knight, that's what I'm doing with Jeremiah Smith. I'm saying, I'll pay you more. We'll pay you more, and you get your signature shoe right now.
Yeah, it was really good for Ohio State that Adidas landed Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Because you don't really have to worry about that.
Right. But I'm saying that's the kind of thing I would do like with a player of that caliber is I would do whatever I could in those regards.
And I know for Ohio State and Oregon, they've been in recruiting battles forever.
Yeah.
And for the Ducks, DeCorey and Moore,
yeah,
one of their star players had been dealing with injuries all season. Boy, I mean, I don't think he had a single catch last night, or he had 2 catches, in last night's game, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, they were meaningless catches.
As good as Oregon's done, and as they've lost 2 games in 2 years? The Oregon Ducks have had. Yeah. What kind of those losses been?
Right. Yeah. Dante Moore says he's undecided about his NFL draft future, if he's going to go or not. I think he'll go. I think when guys say this after a loss like that, and he had a bad game, I would assume that I expected him to say that. I still think he'll end up going because he will be. I still believe, even though Ty Simpson's going out and we're not sure, obviously Mendoza's gone, but he'll being the second quarterback drafted in the NFL draft when you got so many teams that need quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He'll get overdrafted. Like I don't think Dante Moore is worthy of being the second or third pick in the draft, but he'll end up being the second or third pick in the draft.
Yeah, if he's QB2, you go.
Yeah.
I just think with this draft being as quarterback dry as there have been in recent years, it makes all the sense in the world. For Moore, this was a bad game. His season was not bad, though.
No.
3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. You want to clean that up. At 6'3", 205 pounds, he's a guy a lot of teams would look at and say, we can do a lot with that.
Right.
Again, especially in a quarterback class that isn't as sexy as it's been in recent years. Like, this isn't 2027.
Right.
That's going to be a quarterback class where you see several go in the first round. I'm not sure if you see more than two. Maybe I'd put it on. I would put the over-under on 2.5.
I think you'll see a team.
Quarterbacks gone in 2026, upcoming in April in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about this later on. Yeah, God, that's coming in Pittsburgh. That's right. It's amazing how much the NFL's figured out how to be year-round. They've mastered it.
Yeah.
They really have.
Because you talk about an off-season. What off-season?
Right. They'll end in the middle of February.
This week's been as busy as I can remember in the NFL, and you haven't had a game yet. You have games today and tomorrow and Monday.
Right.
But there's been no stoppage. You're drinking from a fire hose every day in the National Football League, and that's by design.
Coming up next, is this matchup a good thing for college football coming up on the 19th? We will talk about that next. Fan Sports Saturday. Tito, Reiser, Nate on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
It's the biggest sale of the year, the Right Rug Flooring Clearance Sale. Save on thousands of in-stock styles, including carpet starting at 35 cents a square foot. Luxury vinyl starts at 43 cents a square foot. Hardwood and laminate start at 99 cents. Prices are material only. Unbelievable deals on beautiful quality floors. Next day installation and 24-month special financing available with approved credit. Hurry, the Right Rug Flooring Clearance Sale ends January 25th. Right here, right now.
Save a good deal more during the Meijer Dollar Deal Sale, January 7th through the 20th. Shop the entire store and choose from hundreds of items, all $1 each. Fill your basket with favorites like Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, Sparkling Ice Sparkling Water, select varieties of seedless cucumbers and baby carrots, and Meijer Facial Tissue. The Meijer Dollar Deal Sale. That's the good life, a good deal better. And don't forget to stop by the Meijer Pharmacy for your flu shot. Available today while you shop. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good. Right now, save on new 2026 Tucson with 0.99% financing for up to 60 months. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com with approved credit. Ends 2/2.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Upgrade your tool storage for the new year with help from Menards. For heavy-duty storage that protects your tools, choose Masterforce. From shelving units to cabinets and so much more, you can keep your tools safe and within reach. Get versatile and durable storage from Masterforce today. Check out all our Masterforce storage in-store or check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Start Start the year moving, not hurting. If joint pain is holding you back, listen up. Hi, I'm Tybus Powell with QC Kinetics. There's a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on pause. Dr. Tesner and the other medical pros at QC Kinetics here in Columbus deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, shoulders, back. Instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments happen right in the office and you go about your day. Simple procedure that can deliver big life-changing results. Skip the pain, skip the invasive surgery. Imagine this instead. You're moving better, stronger, planning the year you actually want. Game-changer regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. January is supposed to be your clean slate, so make it one. Call now for your free consultation. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
I lost count of how many foster homes I lived in. 20, maybe more. Each time, a new family, a new room, but never a space that felt like mine.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a permanent home.
Now I have my own room and decorated it myself. And just like my family, it's mine to keep.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
I have a special announcement. Common Man and Timmy is the most listened to radio show in the state of Ohio. Coming in at number 2, Common Sense. You should listen anyway.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Saturday afternoon will rise up into the low 50s with occasional showers. Then a cold front pushes through overnight as temperatures drop into the 20s. We'll see some light snow on Sunday. Light accumulations are possible. It'll be a breezy day as well with highs near freezing. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday, Tito and Reiser, Nate with you going until noon. And at some point in the break, I'm going to ask Nate what comes up after us. But don't tell me now, Nate. Let's super tease that for us. Reiser probably already knows because Reiser's a pro. Reiser knows. You know, don't you?
It's Westwood One Sports Radio.
I knew it. You knew it, yes.
I don't know who the host of that, what would it be, noon to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, that 3.5 hour block of programming, but I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Westwood, wonderful.
There, look at that right there.
Blue Jackets pregame at 3:30.
No, let's not do that.
What happened? Why did I get booed?
No, bad pun.
Oh, well, yeah. Most puns are bad. I have a rule, because I think I'm on a funny scale of 1 to 10, like a 5 or a 6. If I think there's a chance I get a laugh out of something, I'm going to swing. Like I'm a Major League Baseball player. I'm the DH, the ultimate DH that bats 230, maybe 170. I'm still going to keep swinging.
See, but what you're good at is you've got a subtle dry humor. I'm obnoxiously stupid.
I would still argue the same thing for you. If you think something has a small 25% chance to land a laugh, swing.
When I said Ohio State doesn't have a Cuban, I meant that in 2 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But
you sure did.
And so that's what I do. Okay.
Which is good. But yeah, like to the point of the enthusiastic single billionaire booster.
Yes.
Ohio State does not have that. Yes, they have access to wealth. But that wealth, I wonder where they go about getting fatigued, paying for players, paying for coaches, or they want names on buildings.
Yes.
And so I still think Ohio State's caught in that a little bit. However, I still don't think the Buckeyes are going anywhere, despite portal attrition, despite what I think many fans feel is a lack of portal activity. But I think you're still got a week left in this process. Mm-hmm. Of the 23 Buckeyes, I think only 5 or 6 have found new homes. So some could come back to Ohio State. You got the news about Bo Jackson yesterday. You saw what the teams you've lost to are going to do a week from Monday.
Yeah.
Play for the national championship. Ohio State is still in a very good spot in the college football hierarchy.
Have you had a lot of conversations or in your chat during Reiser and Friends? I know it's Bishop and Friends. I know, but
I'm the sidekick.
I know. That's okay. And we also have. I got it. We have. But like Ohio State fans' sky is falling mentality. Have you caught much of that? And I see that on social media. I know it's social media, so it's you can only
so it amplifies it.
Yes, but like I don't understand where that's coming from. The whole sky is full. Like Ohio State, and what you just said was true. Yes,
Ohio State lost 2 games. The standard here is so high that when a game is lost, people lose their minds. And then when you lose 2 games, you lose them back to back.
Yeah.
And I also think it's the way that they lost those games, where they were outcoached and they were physically beaten.
Right.
That's not comfortable for Ohio State fan. That's not comfortable for you as a fan to watch your team. And it feels like when those losses happened for Ohio State over the last couple of years, it's been in that fashion.
If Ohio
so frustration
State,
with that just grows.
If their loss comes, if instead of losing, say, to Indiana in the Big Ten, if the loss comes in the middle of the season to Illinois, and then they end up winning a bunch of games, so they lose a playoff game, it's a different vibe than you're right. So the fact they lost these last couple. Now, I also saw this, and this is what really this irks me. But they came out with the news that Ohio State is going to explore selling patches on the jerseys.
They're going to sell patches on the jerseys. The NCAA is going to let it happen.
It's already happened at LSU.
Everybody's doing it. Yeah.
It'll happen.
They got to find money. You got to start looking into couch cushions.
I saw some people on social media, one in particular really bothered me.
But you can't let one bother you.
I know, but it did.
Okay.
Because the stick with him, we're still talking about it happened. Okay. And he said, I said he or she said,
sure,
I would rather see Ohio State go 8-4 than sell the patch on the jersey and give it away. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Okay, let's come back to reality here.
That's right. Like, no.
But that social media does amplify that too, as people who live kind of in their own echo chambers,
right,
and say nonsense like that.
Well, the same thing last year we saw, where people say, "Oh, I'd rather Ohio State beat Michigan win the national title."
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
No. How do you feel today? How do you feel January 19th? How did you feel last night?
How did you feel a year ago?
Yes, I know.
You didn't care. You almost didn't care about the Michigan game.
Look, Ohio State, Michigan is emotional.
Yeah.
But Ohio State national championship is something totally different. It's logical. And I understand the emotion behind it. But I want all the people who said last year beating Michigan is number one priority. It's not. And Ohio State fans hate me. I should say Ohio State fans. There are certain, and that's why we talked about, I think you and I talked about this also, the age-wise who would do that. But it amplifies even more as the season's going on here now. And we see Indiana and Miami playing for the championship. That, no, beating Michigan, yes, emotionally, the heart, it means more there. The brain, though, it doesn't.
This is I think this is an analogy everybody's going to get. So yes, you wanted to throw the ring into the fires of Mount Doom for Frodo and Samwise, but you had to get to Mordor first.
Yeah,
you couldn't just throw the ring into the fires of Mount Doom from the Shire. Michigan's Mordor. The national championship is getting the ring into the fire. Yeah. You've got to get to Mordor. You've got to get through Michigan to complete your goal in most seasons.
Yeah,
and probably coming up in the next 5 years. I think Kyle Whittingham turns that Michigan game, the game, into winner goes, loser's done.
Don't you want that?
Yeah.
So do I.
That's the healthiest thing for a rivalry. And I think outside of this season where you needed to kind of end that 4-game losing streak against the rival, even Michigan fan would say the national championship's the goal. And when you see next Monday night at Hard Rock Stadium, I think it's going to be very similar to what happened last night between Indiana and whomever they're playing.
So I contend,
because the Hoosiers are 7.5-point favorites in the national championship game, kids.
There's people that hate Miami and hate that Miami's like Miami fans. First of all, they are insufferable. But I would tell you, other people would say Ohio State fans are insufferable. People would say Michigan fans are insufferable.
It's pot and kettle,
right? It's all that. Like all of us are in damn sufferable.
Miami fans are insufferable in a different way because they are only insufferable the rare times they're good, and then they don't exist.
Well, okay, so when I grew up, I'm talking high school, I graduated in 89, like 80s and 90s kind of thing. And there were people in Columbus that were Hurricanes fans, that were Chicago Bulls fans, that were Michigan fans and wore the stuff around, which always bothered me. But because Miami was good back then. And yes, you're right.
Have you seen a single Miami jersey in the last 25 years?
That's 25 I have. But what I'm saying is I still contend, though, that even though people are like, I wish Miami would have lost, to Ole Miss, what a great story. Look, I'm telling you right now, out of when you looked at what the 4 teams left were, this is the best matchup for college football. It's the best matchup because you still have.
I agree.
I know it's not Catholics versus convicts, but it is good versus evil in a lot of ways. I don't know. I'm saying I know Miami's. I'm not saying Miami's on the same level they were back in the Luther Campbell, Michael Irvin days.
Kind of feels like two heels wrestling for the world championship.
I don't see as much as I want to hate Indiana, and God,
I don't hate Indiana.
No, but I'm so mad that I was wrong about Indiana. The fact that Cignetti is proving me, like other people have, to be an idiot.
Were you wrong about Indiana because you couldn't wrap your brain around the I intersecting with the U?
Yes.
Being a college football powerhouse? Because on the field, you've seen this from the Hoosiers this season. What you saw last night in Atlanta didn't surprise me one bit. Because I'd seen Indiana do that like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
See, but it proves how underdeveloped my brain is, though, because I come out here and say after a win for Indiana, I say, oh, yeah, I'm starting to believe in Indiana. And then I'm on Morning Juice, and I picked...
standing on Morning Juice.
Standing, yes, I'm sorry. I was on Morning Juice.
I can confirm that.
Thank you. And I picked Oregon to cover because I just did not still want to believe in them because eventually I think I'll be right. They'll lose a game at some point.
I mean, some point in 2026, probably, because they play Ohio State.
In Bloomington.
Yeah.
How about that?
Now, Ohio State, when you that crazy person say 8-4, like Ohio State's not losing 4 games next season. They might lose 2.
They got a tough schedule next year.
At the end of this month, I think if they don't kick the can down the road, they're going to expand the college football playoff. I think it's like January 23rd. January 23rd for that floating date.
Yes.
The new floating date after the old floating date. So you're going to have maybe a loss or 2 on Ohio State's schedule.
Yeah.
But they're still going to be in a prime position for the college football playoff.
That's what's weird. I can't wait to see the schedule, the dates when they come out. Like, because I want to see how it shakes out.
Ball State is the opener. Then you're at Texas.
At Texas.
And then I think it's another MAC throwaway.
Or Bowling Green. Bowling Green. Is it Bowling Green? Or is Bowling Green the next year?
I can use the Google machine.
I made the joke all the time about I think they should have Eddie George ring the victory bell.
Can't do that while he's head coach of the Falcons.
I would love for them to explore that,
So it's Kent State on Saturday, September 19th. So you've got Ball State on the 5th. Okay. Texas, September 12th. Kent State, September 19th.
Okay.
And then the Big Ten schedule when it comes out is a meat grinder.
At Indiana.
At Nebraska.
At
Iowa.
At Iowa. At USC, right?
At USC.
Right.
You've got Michigan, Oregon at home.
So it's not going to be the easy. They might lose 2. But what's going to be interesting to me is see where the potential losses line up in the schedule when you look at it. You know, if Oregon's your 4th game, that's much different than Oregon being the game before Michigan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
but there's a chance you either have Oregon, USC, or Indiana right before the game at the end of November. And the Buckeyes, I still think, are in a really great position. God, can't wait to get out of that contract. The one thing for me for Ohio State, because I think the portal thing will work itself out. Yeah. Ohio State will still have plenty of talent going into the 2026 season, is what they do with their offensive coordinator job. And I'm excited to talk with Tim May. We'll get to him at 11:30 and see if there's been any movement on that, because I would like it to, and I do wonder if Ohio State is not necessarily waiting for all the NFL coaching vacancies to be filled, head coaches, coordinators, but to go for a guy who's proven in similar ranks as an offensive mind, to where he just calls ball.
Yep.
And he runs the offense, not necessarily worried about recruiting, not necessarily worried about developing players, although I kind of lean that's what Ohio State wants in their offensive coordinator. I don't necessarily think now with what you're seeing in college football, the best place to go is guy that's called ball at the highest level. Bring him in, have him just do that.
Yep. I'm with you on that. Coming up in 2 minutes, something that started bad may have ended up being good for college football. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Take action and get expert service from Logan Services. Heating service calls are just $79. Furnace tune-ups are also $79. And plumbing service calls are just $79. We work in your neighborhood, and scheduling online is quick and easy. So visit our website to book your appointment now. For fast, friendly service, choose Logan Services.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-691-9999. That's 800-691-9999.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Either one of you guys have legal background at all?
No.
You ever took a law class?
I did take a communications law class at OU.
All right, here's my question then. Nate, you? Sorry.
I did a couple of law classes in high school and college. Yeah.
I've watched Law and Order a lot. That's my thing. But when they come back with that and says about pants are optional, and you get the other one that comes back and says these guys are still slightly drunk, whatever it is, or we encourage tailgating. So if we did any of those things on Saturdays, we're okay, right?
So audio medium, if people don't see it, or if people can't prove that we've done it,
right?
Yeah, it's probably fine.
But I can do pants, or I can show up with no pants.
You could take your pants off right now.
Okay, I'm not going to, but I'm just saying, I based on the stuff they say when we come back from breaks.
Yeah.
I would recommend sitting if you're going to take the pants off.
Sure.
I don't know, man.
And
you ever seen Magic Mike? I hope both of you say no to that one.
I have not seen
Okay,
I have
not. Okay, good for you. Neither I. Neither I. I know the premise of it.
I don't believe you.
That's fine. Anyway, DeMond Williams Jr., Washington.
College football needed him to come back to Washington.
That's why.
It was either Lane Kiffin or Miami, the only two schools that would be like, yeah, don't worry about it's a contract. It's fine. We'll just give you more money.
It's so interesting to me how this whole thing played out. He signs the rev share deal, which is not NIL. It's a revenue share deal with them.
He signs a contract with Washington or one of their subsidiaries.
Yes. And I don't know what the exact number was. I'd heard it was somewhere between $3 and $4 million. He signs a deal on January 2nd and then enters the portal later on because I think LSU, it's safe to say, reached out to him because he originally didn't go to Ole Miss before all of this when Lane was there. So, and apparently got offered more money. And so it's funny, his representation, his agent, is the same one as Jed Fish, the Washington head coach. And then the agent says, after he looks at the contract and looks at what he's trying to do, says, you know what? I'm not going to represent you anymore to Williams. He said, I'm not going to do it. And then another lawyer looks at it. First of all, after obviously Williams' dad comes out and says, I'm taking over now. And then another lawyer who's much smarter comes in and looks at it and says, you know what? You can't do this because it's going to cost you a lot more money. And it might cost you a year of eligibility. Like, you might not be able to play anywhere.
Gets ugly.
Yes.
If he were to go through with it, because you saw it was Pat Chun who had the statement when
former Buckeye
former assistant AD, that he had consulted with Tony Petitti and Big Ten officials and other college football officials around. Like, he thanked a bunch of people. And it felt to me as though everybody got together when Williams makes that announcement and says, this can't happen. Yeah. Because much like with the Trinidad Chambliss thing, and I think Chambliss is going to court.
So do I. Yeah, he'll go to court, yes.
You can't have this kind of ugliness permeate right now for Washington, for the Big Ten, especially a year after, I think it was Xavier Lucas, the cornerback from Wisconsin
went to Miami.
Just went to Miami. And he played against Ohio. He played against Ohio State. Yes. He played the other night in the Fiesta Bowl. You can't have that happen in 2 years, and you especially cannot have that happen 48 hours after he signs an extension.
Yeah, so the way the portal works, if people out there don't know, like the school has to put you in the portal. You can't just go in there and say, I'm in the portal. I mean, you can say it, but you don't get to just like click a button and say, I'm in the portal. You have to ask school to put you.
Yes.
Tell school,
they have to file the proper paperwork.
Right. And Wisconsin didn't do that, and that's what ticked off. Yeah, that started that one. But
Xavier, the cornerback, also signed a deal with Wisconsin.
He did, yeah.
He signed the exact same agreement. You'll never be able to see these agreements.
Right, yeah.
But he signed an NIL agreement to stay with Wisconsin.
Right.
And then just said, no thanks.
Yeah. And so I think it's good overall for college football that this ended this way.
Damon Williams returning to Washington.
Right, honoring his agreement.
He apologized for, I guess they had like a celebration of life for Mia Hamm. Who's not dead.
No, it wasn't Mia Hamm. It was somebody else. Wasn't it?
I think it was Mia Hamm.
No,
you have to look up his statement again. But someone who I don't think is dead, they had a celebration of life for her, Washington legend. And now everything is copacetic because Jed Fish came out with a statement. Pat John had, everybody's now moving in the same direction. And it was so important because the precedent that would have set. If Williams, after the season that he had, and he was really good for the Huskies.
It was Mia Hammond.
Mia Hammond. Sorry. Okay. Is she alive or dead?
She's dead.
Okay, so that would make more sense for the celebration of life.
You honestly freaked me out right there because I was really worried now I screwed something up.
Well, there's 100%. We're on for 3 hours.
It's fair.
We're going to screw something. I screwed something up the past couple of days seeing Mia Hamm celebrate. That doesn't make any sense.
Let me ask you a question.
Thank you for correcting me on that, Nate.
Let's back up just 1 second here.
Sure.
How old is Mia Hamm? The reason I'm asking, is it possible Mia Hammond was named after Mia Hamm?
No.
Mia Hamm's not old enough for that?
I think Mia Hammond.
I'm saying, did they name a daughter? Hammond and Hamm are close.
Yes, close enough for a radio idiot to mistake.
Is it possible, though? How old is Mia? Is Mia Hamm? Was Mia Hammond old enough?
Mia Hamm's in her 50s. Mia Hammond likely passed away older than that.
I don't think she did. I think she's young.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
21 years old, she passed away.
That's a shame.
But, so she was probably named after Mia Hamm.
There's a chance.
Do you know any other Mias in your life? No. Have you ever heard another Mia other than the two we just talked about? Mia Hamm, Mia Hammond?
No.
Neither have I. I don't think I have either. All right, get back to what we're talking about.
The precedent that it would have set for Damon Williams to, after signing a contract, go to LSU and then play in SEC games for the Tigers would have been, I don't know if catastrophic's the right word, because you kind of wonder with every new thing you run into with college football if that's going to be the final straw in this. Is that going to break the camel's back? And it's like, no, the game's still, people still watch the games. People are still interested in the games. The product on the field still carries. For guys like Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey, the content still brings in money.
Yes.
So you're never going to have anything in that NIL portal world that's going to seriously jeopardize the game itself. And I think they know that. And it's much similar to the NFL, where nothing's ever going to top what you actually see on the field.
Okay, so this was Washington and what we could surmise is LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it's Washington and Michigan, the kid gets an offer from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
What does the Big Ten do in that? Are they going to?
They would side with the school that he signed the agreement with.
See, that's what I'm wondering about, because they already have set the precedence that we don't care if you cheat. We're not going to punish you. Somebody else can. The Big Ten did not punish Michigan.
It's not apples to apples.
It's not.
What you're asking. So I think that's where they would be able to get away with doing what I said.
Right.
Where they would kind of ignore the sign stealing thing.
Right.
And they would say, well, this is in a different vein. So this is going to be treated differently.
I would have loved to have seen it be a Big Ten school going after him, just to see what the Big Ten would do.
For chaos and content, yeah.
For chaos content, but also to set.
One involves contracts and lawyers, and I don't think the Big Ten wants to screw with that.
No, I don't think they do either. I'm saying, but I would love to know, because
I understand your point.
The Big Ten did a kumbaya thing and said
they got together and said we cannot allow.
We're not going to let this happen. But I wonder if it was a bigger school, bigger in name.
I mean,
bigger in stature.
Michigan's a perfect example. Penn State's a great example.
Ohio State
too.
Yeah, if it would have been one of those schools, and Ohio State's like, you know what? Nope. We made an offer to this guy also, and we think, I wonder how the Big Ten would have handled that. And yes, the chaos would be great, but I also want to see some kind of
you want order.
I want precedence, right?
You want order to be kind of reestablished to the sport. I do think through this week and parts of last week, the members of the fan base that I've spoken with, Ohio State and college football fans, are really sick and tired of NIL, the transfer portal, guys going into the portal for their second, third, or fourth time. There's a lot of fatigue with that.
Reiser, the more sports fans know about how the sausage is made, the worse it gets for sports fans.
But we want it at such a rate that we've never wanted it more before, that kind of inside access to how things work. Like there was so much talk with the Bo Jackson situation this week.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to know what the inside scoop on that was.
Right.
Everybody wanted to know how that situation was going to play out.
Right.
And I remember the first I heard about it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I sat back and I'm like, he's playing for Ohio State this season. He's going to be with the Buckeyes
in
2026. But because I understand how these conversations go,
right?
Where everything's a negotiation.
Sure.
So there's no villain in this. There's no mad at Bo Jackson. There's no mad at Ryan Day and company. It's a true freshman running back who had over 1,000 yards in a season. You went 12-0.
Mm-hmm.
You should have that negotiation. You should have that conversation. But also understanding if Ohio State's going to look at him and be like, we're not going to give you that, then you've probably gone into the portal. There are several guys. Ohio State's got 23 guys that put their name into the portal as of right now.
Yep.
I think there are a handful of guys on that list that said, you give me this or I'm going into the portal. And Ohio State said, we'll file your paperwork for you.
Yeah.
They didn't with Bo Jackson.
No, they didn't. But the thing there's no bad guy right now. Unless Bo Jackson leaves, then Ohio State fans will look at him as the bad guy. I think Ohio State fans will say, you know what? We gave you this opportunity here, and you used.
Can we get to that though? And before we react, can we not say we can? Yeah. We'll get him when he gets in. It's like, well, he's not going in. He hasn't gotten in. So let's everybody relax.
My big thing, Reese, is that the more power the players have, the less fans enjoy the sport.
I disagree.
Okay, Major League Baseball was America's game.
Major League Baseball had the issue where you couldn't find baseball games, and there are so many damn baseball games in a season that the fatigue happened with that.
I think baseball free agency, once players got power, when teams signed you and you were locked into being with them, that's when America's pastime was America's pastime.
And it's also hard to do the baseball to football conversation.
Sure.
Because there's less passion in the fan base. Say you're a Reds fan, say you're a Guardians fan.
Right.
There's less passion for that. There's less overall passion for that than there is for the Ohio State fan for Ohio State football.
But when Ohio State football, though, when guys came in and you had like 100 people on scholarship and you couldn't leave, and if you left, you had to sit out a year, you were here. We knew the players because they were here for 3 or 4 years, usually 4 years. They were here. Same thing in basketball. They were here until they weren't. And once players got the ability to move, and now they're getting NIL, it changes the way that I think that fans consume college athletics.
It does. Absolutely. And there are so many more ways to consume the sport.
Yeah.
You even had Ohio State this season roll out the NIL thing that you could get on your phone and have access to athletes.
Right, I know, yeah.
So everybody's involved with it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's trying to find ways to make money and to provide content you can't get anywhere else because that's the content you can't get anywhere else is the primary revenue driver in sport.
Yep.
Right?
Fair, yep.
Everybody's trying to get the money. They're trying to flip couches. They're trying to turn over couch cushions.
Yes.
And so the access is get ready for more of it.
Reiser gave $10,000 to Ohio University. We're not going to talk about that on the air, though.
Have $10,000.
Coming up next, the NFL playoffs get going today. Is there any team you believe in will do that next Fan Sports Saturday?
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Get Eco. Hey, Aaron, you know how it seems like everything just moves faster nowadays? You mean like technology and all those crazy inventions? Well, our furnace repair buyback program means you can slow down and take your time deciding what to do. Get Eco. We act fast so you can plan slowly.
You're right, Jerry. If your furnace fails in the dead of winter, call us. We'll be right there to fix it the day you call.
Boom. We're there. It's fixed. Get Eco. But our repair buyback means you still have time to think it over in the warmth and comfort of your toasty warm home.
And if you decide you'd rather replace that old clunker, instead of fixing it every year, we'll credit the money you spent on repairs against the purchase of a brand new furnace, up to $1,500.
We act fast so you can plan slowly.
How long have you been working on that line?
Good poetry takes time, Aaron. Get Eco. GetEco.com.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Slightly drunk, pants optional. That's Fan Sports Saturday for you. It's Tito, it's Reiser, it's Nate. Thanks for tuning in. Chat's going well. A lot of people are fired up in the chat. Love to see that. NFL, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say the Kurt Cignetti conversation is an interesting one as we have continued, portal discussion.
Yep.
Where he's hit on his quarterback. The average age for the national championship game between Miami and Indiana is 21.
I think it's 21.
This is an old team. Akeem Mesidor, I think, is going to be 25 by the time January's up.
Phillip Rivers come back to NC State.
Sure, he's probably got eligibility, right?
I think he does, yeah.
So I think there is hitting on the right portal quarterback, having an older team that's played a lot that you haven't really had to develop. And for Cignetti, he's the ultimate CEO. And he's locked up his offensive and defensive coordinators during this playoff run where they haven't had to have things like what Oregon was dealing with both of their coordinators trying to maintain a balance that does not exist, where you have Lupoy trying to resurrect Cal, and you had Stein trying to go back and forth between Lexington and Eugene. That's not sustainable. The Heartline thing with Ohio State, I think, was a thing.
Yeah.
There's only 24 hours in the day. I forget who was on the call last night. And they had said when they met with Stein or Lupoy during the week, they looked exhausted. It's because they're trying to coordinate a team in the college football semifinal.
Right.
And they're trying to build another program.
And re-recruit your own players almost. Yeah, I know.
It's ambitious to think you can do it. Few, if any, have ever successfully mastered that.
I saw an article on CBS Sports about this, suggesting that the Raiders should pursue Cignetti and bring in Cignetti with Mendoza.
No. Cignetti works in college.
Idea.
Cignetti works in college.
Well, you could have said Cignetti works in lower level schools, Division II, Division whatever it was. It was
could have, and then last year
he worked, and I would say it worked, and they said, "Oh, yeah, it works here. Will it work at the next level? And then will it work at Indiana Division I Big Ten school with I don't say disadvantages, let's put it that way, disadvantages they had in Indiana versus other schools." And they were like, well, yeah, sure, it worked at James Madison. Is it going to work in the Big Ten? And it works in the Big Ten. Sure, it worked in the Big Ten, and it's going to win a national championship, but would it work in the NFL?
We've got enough examples throughout history of guys that are kind of hard-ass coaches in college football going to the NFL and basically being laughed out of the room by all the players. It just doesn't work in the NFL.
Okay, I agree with you that there's only been a few exceptions where it's worked. Bill Walsh coached at Stanford, not a hard ass like you said, but Bill Walsh though coached at college, went to the NFL, had success there.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll failed the NFL, went back to college, then came to the NFL, had success there. Jimmy Johnson / Herschel Walker, that worked in the NFL. Barry Switzer won with Jimmy Johnson guys. I'm not going to count him.
Think of the coaches you're using. Think of the names you're using.
Right. But if you're Kurt Cignetti, though, if you're I think all these coaches have egos.
Yes, you have to.
Big egos, right?
To succeed at that level, yes.
So, and I don't think Cignetti would work either. I'm not saying it would work, but I'm saying from the Raiders, I broach it.
Sure. And I think for those teams that are in the top 10 in the draft that are dealing with coaching vacancies, there isn't anybody you shouldn't talk to.
Yeah.
I think for the Browns, and I'm seeing just the list of guys that they've completed interviews with and the guys they're looking for, and none of them on that list, I go, no, don't talk to him. Talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Have conversations with as many people as you can. And for the Raiders, if they're sitting there with the number 1 overall pick, of course you're picking Cignetti's brain.
Yeah. And I would go to him and I'd approach it. I don't think it'll work. And I don't think they'll go that route. But it was interesting, though, to hear at least somebody have that perspective. They think and sometimes we overhype the quarterback-coach in college relationship. There was a long time, I think, when Pete Carroll, Matt Leinart, or
I think
with Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley.
Today, you connect the quarterback offensive coordinator relationship and the quarterback head coach thing. Because I don't know how much work Cignetti does with Mendoza on a daily basis.
I mean, Cignetti clearly saw something in him.
Yeah.
Just like you saw in Rourke. Rourke from OU, had a great year for them, but the injuries sucked. But Rourke, though, showed he could play at that next level than MAC football over the Big Ten. And so, I think you're right. Pick the brain at least, but I wonder if, because of these head coaches and their egos, if Cignetti wants to take that swing at some point.
Well, I think the NFL is so much more collaborative now.
Yeah.
Where you are working, I mean, it's less like you're a coach. It's less like with Bill Belichick and his players under him. It's like you're a head coach and the players you have to work with on a daily basis. And the college football coach is more of I'm the boss, this is how things are going to go. Because in the NFL, the players are making more than you.
Yeah.
And so I wonder for some of these guys out there with the wrong kind of temperament, you try to take a hard line on them and they say, go bleep yourself.
Somebody asked if Ryan Day was coaching Indiana, would they be where they're at now?
I think they would have similar success, but I see in Cignetti more of a I'm going to beat the hell out of everybody, and I don't see that from anybody except for maybe Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Like, there hasn't just been that kind of mindset. Like, you saw it this year where Ryan Day wasn't beating the hell out of teams.
Right.
Cignetti's just stomping everybody.
Yeah.
And he's pissed off all the time. Well, he says he's not pissed off all the time.
Right.
But he's just got a different mentality, and that's what sets up for what you saw with last night, where it was sweep the leg for 4 quarters.
Right.
Indiana and Oregon, and I don't think Day's got that. I don't think Day's that kind of person.
Are you rooting for Indiana to win or Miami to lose?
Indiana to win. Because one, I like being right, and I'm right few and far between.
Right.
So I think Indiana's going to steamroll Miami. Because I think Miami, one, they're going to have a perfect game out of Carson Beck. And two, I don't think their defensive front is going to be healthy, or as healthy as they've been, or as healthy as they were against Ohio State. Like, their defensive tackle, Miami, goes out early, and he was playing on one leg anyway.
Right.
Mesidor had his elbow go in 2 different directions in the span of 5 seconds. Yeah. I don't know. It was a game plan thing in the Cotton Bowl. Indiana's going to see that, and they're going to go more tempo.
See, I think what I was trying to get to is, like, I think I'll take more joy in Miami losing than Indiana winning.
I like Indiana winning because I like the idea that with 3 titles in the row, the Big Ten gets to say we're on top now.
Yeah.
And I like that idea.
If there was anybody that questioned it, no, you can't now. Yeah.
No, you can't. Yeah, it's
the 3rd year for the Big Ten team. It'll be the 3rd year without an SEC team.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'll enjoy seeing Michael Irvin sad. And look, I like what Big Mike brings. I do. I like, and it's
Mike.
That Mike Irvin's nickname is Big Mike?
I've never heard anybody call him that.
Have you ever heard him called that name?
I've never heard him called Big Mike.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else that's Big Mike. Maybe it's a buddy of mine. I don't know. Anyway, Big Mike, as much as I like seeing what he brings to the sideline and the enthusiasm, I also want to see him lose. I hated seeing the belt thing with the Ohio State jersey and stuff like that. But I want to see
it's his gimmick. He bought a Ole Miss sweatshirt from a fan in the stands.
Right.
If you saw him do that, and he put it, and he did the same thing. So at least he's consistent with the gimmick.
I want someone in the chat to tell me if I'm right calling him Big Mike, because I think he was Big Mike. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, we did no NFL talk after I tease it, but we're going to do it next, probably. This is Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-691-9999. That's 800-691-9999.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
It's Timmy Hall and AI Common Man. Happy to ring in another year with our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Mikey, do you want to be a millionaire? Hollywood is the place to do it.
From now until March 25th, you have the chance to win $1 million instantly. And here's something Mikey likey. All new brunch items at the Sportsbook restaurant and bar like Biscoff stuffed French toast, country Benedict, or roast beef hash skillet. Yummy.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus, and the deals are built tough.
Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Check out this deal on fresh Tyson natural chicken. Select varieties are on sale now. Buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Nate Puderball, their sports update. The college football national title game is set. Last night, number 1 Indiana dismantled the number 5 Oregon Ducks 56-22 in the Peach Bowl. Fernando Mendoza finished 17 of 22 for 177 yards and 5 touchdowns. Wide receiver Elijah Surratt had 7 catches for 75 yards with 2 touchdowns. Indiana meets the Miami Hurricanes 9 days away on January 19th. The Blue Jackets are in afternoon action today. They square off with the Avalanche out in Colorado. Puck drops at 4. Catch the action right here on The Fan. The NFL playoffs get rolling this afternoon. The 12-5 LA Rams are on the road this afternoon visiting the 8-9 Carolina Panthers. Action starts at 4:30, and in the nightcap, Green Bay heads out to Chicago to play the Bears. We'll carry that game right here on The Fan. Tomorrow sees Buffalo visiting the Jags, the Niners at the Eagles, and the Chargers on the road at New England. Breaking sports news, what happens on The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
I want everyone to know this is proof that we are reading the chat throughout the show.
I mean, we're active on it.
We are active on it, yes. Because 10 TV's Jacob Reimer chimed in. And now he asked us about talking about college basketball. And no, I'll tell you, this is the truth, Rhyme. It's not on our schedule other than talk about Ohio State. But we got Ohio State women. We're going to talk to Tyler Danberg. We're going to talk to Kevin McGuff, and we're going to talk some Ohio State basketball. But I know you don't think that way. You think bigger picture, and you said some of the chat about it. Who cares if the NFL and college football is going on? Reimer wants to talk basketball. The floor is yours. 10 TV's Jacob Reimer. What's going on in hoops today?
There's a lot going on, guys. Thanks for the impromptu call here.
Of course, yeah.
I was driving around and hopped in the chat and saw you guys not talking any college basketball and wanted to get the good word out there. But a good one to start off the day, Tennessee at Florida. That's a pretty solid one. Got a couple other ranked ones. SMU is at Duke. But yeah, it's a fun slate today.
All right, how good's Nebraska?
Nebraska ball, I'm all in on them. They are incredible. Their offensive schemes is just like they're all just so smart on that end of the floor, and defensively they're just all connected. And I think you kind of saw it in that game against Ohio State where they were trying to force it inside a little bit more because that's how their defense is set up to do, is to just clog the paint and take everything away. And that's what helped with Bruce and Mobley knocking down shots, was because they were allowing the more three-point attempts. So if a team gets hot against them, that's where they're going to be kind of in trouble. But they all have really smart basketball players all throughout the whole lineup too. So like that's where they'll be able to kind of match it on the other end of the floor.
TV icon Jacob Reimer joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Why can't Ohio State make a layup? Why does it feel like it's so difficult for the Buckeyes down low?
What do you mean? I saw Amari Bynum be an absolute freak when he caught a mid-air pass from John Mobley Jr. and snatches it out of the air to then just powers it through the floor and goes up on the other side for an and one.
So against Oregon?
Yeah.
Well, I mean against Nebraska, like a good team, Jacob.
Yes.
Against teams with like Nebraska's 15-0, Oregon's barely 500.
Barely 500, yeah.
Yes, they will have I felt like they had a pretty big challenge against Oregon inside because of Biddle, and he just had a really bad game for them. it'll be I think a bigger challenge against Washington with Hannes Steinbach, because he's a projected lottery pick right now. Can just kind of just do it all. He's better than Nate Biddle, in my opinion. So it'll be a good test for Tilly and those guys. And I felt like that's where in Oregon you got good minutes from Nagovin off the bench. I felt like it kind of helped free the guys on the perimeter up a little bit, was Tilly and Nagovin's play, and Bynum as well. They gave good minutes down low, and, I mean, Biddle was in foul trouble, which was huge. And against a team that's second in the Big Ten in offensive rebounding, that was really important in that game against Oregon.
He is the man who has brought Adam King's job security in jeopardy. He is 10 TV's Jacob Reimer, also part-time producer here on The Fan. And I'm curious, I want to hear, we'll get you out here on this one. I don't know if the rumor's true or not. I'm not trying to get too personal. I heard that June will be a very busy month in the Reimer household because you want to have another child in March to take paternity leave during March Madness of 27. Is that accurate?
No, I don't want to do that because March is a very important month for basketball, so I want to be working for that month.
Okay, I don't buy that for 1 second. But anyway, Reimer, thanks for hopping on. We appreciate it. Stop texting. Just drive. Get there safely. Okay. We'll talk soon.
We got here safely, and that's why I hopped in the chat and said what I wanted to say to get the good word about college basketball out there.
There's your PSA. 10 TV Jacob Reimer joins us now. Thank you, Jacob. We'll talk again soon.
Yep, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right. He's really good. I wish I was that young and handsome.
Yeah, same.
You wish I was that young and handsome?
No, I wish I was.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought it was kind of weird.
I wish that for you, too.
I appreciate that.
I wish that for Nate. I wish that for everybody out there.
Thank you. God, he's
be 20 years younger and more handsome.
That's why I love and hate that guy. Because you have to love him because he's really a good dude. But I hate him also.
It was funny because Ohio State had great success against Oregon.
Right.
Struggled mightily down low against Nebraska.
Yep.
Nebraska always feels like they're fielding a team that you could find at your local rec center. Yeah. They all look like rec league all-stars, but the Cornhuskers are 15-0, and against really good teams, Ohio State just struggles down low for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's for some reason. I can tell you I think I know the reason. I just wanted to hear Jacob's thoughts, but of course he turned that frown upside down.
Because that's what he does, and that's why I hate him. I love him, but I hate him. I know, I hate's a strong word. I don't mean hate with a capital H. I just mean like italicized or maybe parenthetical.
So because I don't want to make this the fourth segment in a row we've teased NFL talk and not get to it. Super Wild Card Weekend starts today at 4:30. Rams are at the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
A sub 500 team is hosting an NFC Wild Card game, and then tonight at 8 o'clock on Amazon Prime, you've got the Packers and the Bears.
I was going to ask, why were we so angry about the playoffs for college football last year with the seedings and who was the top seed, and yet we're just fine with the Panthers hosting a home game?
Because it's the way it's always been. Division champions get to host.
Division champions should get to host. Like I know people say under a sub 500 team, and they're a 10.5-point underdog against the Rams. Rams are a better team than the Panthers, but you have to reward teams that win their division because every division is different. Like, there's some divisions are a lot tougher than others. I would tell you, I think the NFC West is the toughest division in football. You have 3 teams in the playoffs from that 4-team division. But it doesn't mean you penalize Carolina because of the fact that the NFC West is so tough and the teams are better. You've got to reward the division winners.
And with the NFC South, as it were, and the AFC North, the fattest kids running the race.
Yep.
Someone's got to win it.
So is there a team that you love? Is there, like... I feel like this might be the most wide open.
This is the most wide open NFL playoffs. And I think all of these games this weekend, I'm looking at 2 tonight, 3 tomorrow, and then 1 on Monday. Anybody's got a legitimate shot. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, no, wait. When you say anybody.
I mean anybody.
Okay, wait. I don't think Carolina has a shot.
I don't think Carolina has a chance.
Okay, I don't think Carolina has a chance.
The last time they played the Rams, they got Matt Stafford 4 times.
They did. No, they absolutely did. But so I think playoff Matt Stafford, playoff Sean McVay is different.
Super Bowl, they have no shot.
They have a shot of making it to the Super Bowl.
So Pittsburgh, if Buffalo beats Jacksonville.
What if Buffalo loses to Jacksonville?
No, listen, if Buffalo beats Jacksonville, and if the Chargers can beat New England with a second-year quarterback who has no playoff experience, the Steelers host a second-round game if they win against Houston.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get an incredible, 4-game run out of Aaron Rodgers.
Beating Josh Allen in the playoffs is not exactly a hard thing to do.
For the Buffalo Bills, if you can't do it now,
yeah,
you never. It's just not happening.
I got peer pressured into something, by the way.
What'd you do? Or what did somebody make you do, I guess?
So
because you have no control over what you do.
Right.
No agency, Jeff Thudoff.
I have a buddy whose family's had season tickets to Steelers games since Three River Stadium.
Okay.
And every year, he'll sell half the games. That'll pay for the entire season, go to half the games. He invited me to go with him to the Texans game Monday night. And I said, what's the ticket going to cost me? He said, nothing. Go for free.
So you're going.
So go.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Peer pressure more. I was not going to go.
Why not?
Because I've got morning juice the next day and I've got my regular job the next day. And I'm like, we're going to go. I'll get home at 2 o'clock in the morning, back on juice at 6 a.m., and then work regular job 9 to 5 after that. So I was not going to go. And then Carp and Bodie peer pressured me. My wife peer pressured me, so now I'm going. But I'm not sure if it's the smartest decision.
I wouldn't worry about that. The problems you're thinking about are for Tuesday, Tito.
You're right. That's fair.
Only be concerned with Monday, Tito, right now.
Have them drop you off at the station on the way home and then just take a nap.
That's okay. Now this is where I was
at. A cot somewhere around here.
I am admittedly a terrible driver. Most people, when we do things together, I don't drive.
Okay.
Especially at night. So I made the comment in the air, look, maybe I'll do it because I don't have to drive. I can maybe sleep in the car on the way home. My buddy texts me after the show and says, oh, actually, I need you to drive. So apparently I'm driving to and from Pittsburgh, dropping his ass off at home, and then going home myself to sleep for like 2 hours, and then coming to do the show.
I mean, we have it's not comfortable couch, but there's a couch out there. Or there's chairs.
Chairs.
You would not be able to have a good night's sleep in those chairs.
I've already checked, by the way. There's too many. The outlet's too far away from my CPAP, so I can't do it anyway. So I'll have to go home and sleep for a couple hours.
There's an extension cord by that fan.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm about solutions that off.
That's good. I appreciate
I'm also,
that.
if you're asking about rooting interest in the playoffs, I'm rooting for C.J. Stroud and the Texans.
Okay, see,
and it has nothing to do with who they're playing, although I would like to see Pittsburgh lose because I find it hilarious, the constant consternation they have for Mike Tomlin.
Right.
And as a Browns, perspective's a hell of a drug.
Sure.
As a Browns fan, I would love that kind of stability.
Is there a Super Bowl matchup you want? You look at it and say, I would love to see this matchup.
Probably Bills-Niners.
You'd like Bills-Niners.
So. Yeah.
Nate?
Seahawks-Texans?
Yeah, Seattle I'd be okay with.
I really like Seattle to win this thing.
See, I know this is biased when I say it. I'd love to see Pittsburgh-Green Bay.
Sure.
I think that'd be fun.
The more I think about it, there isn't a matchup I'd be like, nah, I don't think anybody's interested in that.
Seahawks-Patriots would be a pretty good game.
Panthers-Texans, I don't think
having
people want to watch
Vrabel
that.
for Super Bowl week.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Panthers-Texans, Panthers Patriots be okay. Panthers-Bills. I just think
the Panthers, for the path that they would have to take to get to the Super Bowl, I think would then make them interesting week over week.
Yeah.
Because how they would have to win games. Like, I go back to the regular season meeting between the Panthers and the Rams. They picked off Matt Stafford 4 times. Like, just the wild, when you think of I think he'll be 37. Matt Stafford's winning the MVP. So when they give it to him, I think he'll be 37.
Yeah.
To be able to do that to him in the playoffs, to be able to beat Sean McVay and the Rams, 12-5 LA Rams, and then to go on the run that they would have to make it to San Jose.
Yep.
That'd be a really cool story.
Coming up next after the break here, we will discuss what's going on with the Ohio State's men's basketball team in depth a little more without 10 TV's Jacob Ryan. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
This weekend. The Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Ohio Credit Union, is back and bigger than ever at the Ohio Expo Center. Whether it's your first adventure or you're a seasoned outdoor enthusiast, this show has it all. One ticket gets you into all 3 buildings so you can see the latest in RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf carts, and more. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more. It's all here. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 9th through 18th. Get details and tickets at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
Save big on everything for your New Year's project with Menards. Mastercraft has been making high-quality doors for more than 50 years. Choose from our huge in-stock selection, or you can design your door your way, in-store and on Menards.com. From classic to modern designs. You'll find the perfect door for your home. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, you know how it seems like everything just moves faster nowadays?
You mean like technology and all those crazy inventions?
Well, our furnace repair buyback program means you can slow down and take your time deciding what to do.
Get Eco.
We act fast so you can plan slowly.
You're right, Jerry. If your furnace fails in the dead of winter, call us. We'll be right there to fix it the day you call.
Boom. We're there. It's fixed.
Get Eco.
But our repair buyback means you still have time to think it over in the warmth and comfort of your toasty warm home.
And if you decide you'd rather replace that old clunker, instead of fixing it every year, we'll credit the money you spent on repairs against the purchase of a brand new furnace, up to $1,500.
We act fast so you can plan slowly.
How long have you been working on that line?
Good poetry takes time, Aaron.
Get Eco.
GetEco.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good. Don't start the new year with the same old ride. Right now, score low lease payments on all 2026 models, like $149 a month for a brand new Elantra or $159 for a new Sonata. Hurry in and kick off the new year right. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. 2-year lease for 10K miles per year. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Ends 2-2.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
Teachers need tons of help.
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
We here at The Fan want to make your mornings as enjoyable as possible. That's why we bring you T-Bone and Tybus, a delightful blend of sports conversation and laughter. A show so good you'll forget all about your dead-end job and underachieving children. Maybe you saved a lot of money to send them to private school, and then your daughter shacks up with some dude named Fuzz. And you can't tell if your wife's angry or not because she's had so many fillers shot in her face that it can't move anymore. Anyway, T-Bone and Tybus, it's good.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Saturday afternoon will rise up into the low 50s with occasional showers. Then a cold front pushes through overnight as temperatures drop into the 20s. We'll see some light snow on Sunday. Light accumulations are possible. It'll be a breezy day as well with highs near freezing. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. It's Tito. It's Reiser.
Hello.
It's Reiser and Tito.
No.
Yes,
you said it the right way the first time.
No, it's Reiser. It's Tito.
I think you were about the wrong thing,
it's
man.
Nate. No, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Ohio State men. Oh, by the way, thank you to 10 TV's Jacob Bryan for joining us.
TV icon.
He said that he was in the parking lot at the store when it happened. So he wasn't on the chat while driving. He was parked when on the chat.
I don't believe him.
Yeah.
You don't believe him?
No. I've been around Reimer enough. He has a chance to talk basketball. He's absolutely going to talk about it, whether he's driving or not.
Oh, wow. I tend to believe him. I don't know if you've seen him up close like I have.
What does that mean?
There's a halo. He's angelic. There's no way he was doing anything other than focusing on the road while driving. I'm just saying. That's what I believe.
Well, we appreciate the time he gave us.
We do. Hate him. Ohio State beat Oregon 72-62 this week. We talked about that a little bit with Jacob Reimer. I think I don't know what your biggest takeaway was from that game, Reese. For me, though, it was the bench got 9 points.
It's more than zero.
More than zero. Gabe Cupps came in and played well.
So I'm back and forth on Cupps because I do think for this team to be successful, he's got to have a bigger role.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's gonna come onto the court and have 2 turnovers in the span of like 60 seconds,
right,
and then not score any points or not facilitate the offense, then you keep him back on the bench. But you've got to find some more depth. And the idea that you had 0 points in a game against Nebraska, a 1-possession basketball game, is unfathomable.
Yes.
I don't care what number's next to Nebraska's name.
That's fair.
In any college basketball game in the Big Ten, I don't care the record, you have got to have points from your bench.
Yes.
You've got to be able to rely on your bench to come in and actually score the battle. I've watched enough, not as much as Jacob Reimer. I don't think I've ever seen a game where the bench has had 0 points.
You know the last time I know that happened? Just off, it's happened, I'm sure.
Was it the Amir Williams Ohio State teams?
The last time in my mind, I know of a team doing that was the first game the Fab Five started for Michigan, where all Fab Five scored every point for Michigan.
Okay.
They had no bench
points. If you have that, then yeah, that's
like
fine.
That, just kind of watching 30 for 30.
Because those guys are probably like, no, I'm not coming out of this game.
So but I can't think of other examples just like you. And I did not think depth would be an issue this year. Did you? Did you think depth was a problem at all?
No.
I mean, I know 0 points, yes, but
I thought it would be a problem early, but the older I get, the more I try to be positive and see things glass half full. And I want Jake Diebler to succeed so much.
Me too.
But it sticks in the back of my mind how linked and how parallel his path is with Dusty May. That in any coaching situation, you need to do a national coaching search.
Right.
You need to interview as many people as humanly possible because you've got to get the best. You've got to get the best sense of who any coaching candidate is. And so I want for Diebler to have success, and I wanted for these portal guys to hit because it was such a miss last season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find myself really disappointed in how things have gone.
So you mentioned you can't remember a time that there was 0 points from the bench. Try 2 weeks ago against North Carolina.
That's what it was. I figured he'd have something like that for us. Yes.
Same team.
Yeah.
Same team, similar issue. I didn't know it was 0. I knew the numbers in the single digits, but boy, 0 is a really bad digit.
So because of what we've experienced as Ohio State basketball fans, and people cover the team, let's put it that way, to be professional, in the last 6 years, any Big Ten win in January feels like 2 to me. Any Big Ten road win in January feels like 4. And I know it's not. And I know Oregon's, like you said, barely 500. They're right now exactly 500.
You had to have that win, though. They're 8-8.
Yes.
In overall.
And The problem with Ohio State in recent years has been
one of the
problems, fair, is that they don't win the games they're supposed to win in January. And look, the Nebraska loss was a bad loss. They should have won the game at home.
Imagine getting 5 points from your bench against Nebraska.
You're right. I know. Yeah. But beating Rutgers is good.
Mm-hmm. Winning at Rutgers, winning
at Oregon, and then like a game tomorrow against Washington. Like, those are the ones at Ohio State that I feel like in previous years, I would be, oh my God, this is going to be awful because they're going to find a way to lose it. But after what they did against Oregon, what they did against Rutgers, I feel like they're going to find a way to win it.
This team, much like Indiana football, is, I think, so much on vibes that I think, must go into that game on the 23rd against Michigan at Michigan. Wolverines might be the top team in the country on a 4-game winning streak for Ohio State. If you have any chance of feeling remotely confident it's a competitive game late in the second half.
Yeah.
Now, they've got the best size in the country, one of the teams. So, I don't know. Because you think they won't have Brandon Knoll at that.
Right.
I don't know when he's going to be back. I don't know if Yagovin maybe can provide them, and him and Tilly. The confidence is not high, Tito, as you can probably hear it from the sound of my voice. However, if you can win against Washington tomorrow, that game's a Peacock-only joint. But
it's 12-4, 4-2 in the Big Ten.
With Joshua Perry here, we love Peacock.
Yes, we do.
5 o'clock coverage on the Fan, and then you've got UCLA and Minnesota in the coming week at home. You win those games, you've won 4 in a row. Maybe you've built some depth that can produce when they get on the court, not produce turnovers, produce points.
Right.
You can find something with Yagovin and Tilly and have an actual fight against Michigan, because you're going to have one.
Based on what when I work with you, Reiser, I learn about myself.
Okay.
When you said, you're talking about Gabe Cupps, and you didn't say you didn't like him, you just kind of said you don't, you're not there yet with Gabe Cupps. Right?
It's back and forth a lot because they need for him to produce when he comes off the bench and be a facilitator, a better facilitator.
And I feel the same way as you do about Gabe Cupps, and I think it's just because he came here from Indiana. I think it's extending from the football, where I'm not going to believe in Gabe Cupps.
Isn't he a Centerville guy?
He is, but he went to Indiana first and transferred. Yeah, he's an Ohio guy.
Yeah.
But, I think that's part of it for me too. But I will take, Reese, if we get a 10-point win on the road in the Big Ten where Bruce Thornton is not your leading scorer,
sure,
I'll take it.
I don't care the margin.
You don't care about the margin?
Because there was that graphic against Nebraska that Fox kept putting up of the single possession wins for Ohio State.
Right.
I don't care. Win those games.
Yeah.
Don't give me the margin of victory. You're right with Bruce Thornton.
Yes.
It cannot be
Feels like they stole it.
Save us, Bruce. We're in year 4 of that. At some point, if you're going to be what you expected to be at the beginning of the season, this cannot be stand around and watch Bruce Thornton drive to the hoop. And I've seen it too many times this season.
There are 2 people who are listening that aren't our demographic necessarily, not the people trying to reach. One is Ryan Baker, who texted me about the UNC thing. I didn't notice it, but he texted me before you gave us the information.
How they had 0 points off the bench against the Tar Heels?
He had it, so thank you, Ryan Baker, for listening. Yes, and then also the Todd father. Do you know who that is?
He's the father of Jacob Reimer.
He is. He said, thank you for talking college basketball with my son this morning, and he would not have been texting with his wife and daughter in the car with him. So, anyway, I appreciate Reimer's dad listening, and I appreciate Ryan Baker listening.
Good job out of the Todd father and covering for his kid, and also being
okay.
He has a good kid.
Let's ask
Nate
Nate
this
this
job
question
as a
now.
dad.
Nate, the Todd father, said that his son would not do that. Now, do you believe that Reimer, or do you think that Reimer and his dad are both liars?
I think he thinks very highly of his son.
So you do. Okay, that's fine. So you don't believe. Now you still think, after the Todd father says it, you still think Reimer was texting while driving?
Sure, yeah.
Wow.
Don't text and drive is the message.
That's the message, yes.
Trying to send.
What I'm trying to send is that Reimer wouldn't do that. Am I saying I've done it or not? All I'm saying is Reimer.
See, you don't need to add that.
I know I don't.
Just don't text and drive.
Tyler Danberg joins us next. We'll do that. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale with same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Leaky pipes, no hot water, issues with your sewer or drains? When plumbing problems strike, Logan Services is ready to help you out. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, and drain lines. Whether it's a surprise leak or an aging water tank, we'll give you an honest recommendation so you can take action fast. Don't wait. Schedule your free plumbing estimate now. Fast, friendly service you trust from Logan Services.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Reiser, Tito, Nate. I said your name louder that time, Reiser, too. Tyler Danberg.
I think people might think you're me, though. So you say your name first.
No one... Look, Jim Tressel's called me Ice. No one gets me and Matty Ice confused. No one gets me and Eric Reiser confused. And your voice is different than mine.
Yes.
Much different. Better, dare I say.
But this program, I think, because it's not... It sometimes is at 9, sometimes is at 10. Sometimes has you hosting, sometimes has me hosting.
Sometimes it's at 9. Sometimes at 9 last week, yeah.
I think, there's the consistency. Well, it lacks.
This guy's always on time. He's Tyler Danberg.
He is Mr. Consistent.
He is. He's the sideline reporter for Ohio State football and also covers Ohio State women's basketball play-by-play for that. Tyler joins us now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System Fan Gas Hotline. That's where Jacob Reimer joined us also. I didn't say it.
Well, now we have Tyler.
Tyler, good morning, my friend. And I'm curious, this is going to be a weird question to start off. What's the most difficult part about doing play-by-play for basketball?
Well, Tito, Eric, Nate, great to be with you guys. I think the most difficult thing is the geography and the timing, rhythm, staying on top of the basketball, on top of the play, especially when you're doing play-by-play for such a fun, up-tempo style of basketball like the Ohio State women's basketball team plays. Trying to stay on top of that, trying to keep the mechanics in line, and also to be able to weave in time, score, quarter as much as possible.
So Ohio State's got a big matchup tomorrow at 4 o'clock, taking on the 8th-ranked Maryland Terrapins, and we'll get to some of the basketball action in a sec. But, Tyler, I thought of you earlier this week with the Fiesta Bowl, and in your duties as sideline reporter for the Ohio State football team, I watched Michael Irvin kind of appear everywhere you could on the sidelines, and in situations where I don't think you're actually allowed to because he didn't have his face is the credential. But, Tyler, is there a section where, or I guess on the field, watching Michael Irvin just kind of do what he wants, and you were kind of able to see a little bit of that when, Ohio State was playing Miami in the Cotton Bowl, but would you think Miami maybe hires a get-back coach for him in those situations? Because I can't see Cignetti looking across the field and being thrilled with that. Because he's not a player, he's not a coach.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only eligible get-back guy for Michael Irvin is Ray Lewis, and that's a pretty good get-back guy.
That is, yes, that's a good call. You're right. That would be one right there. When it comes to Ohio State's women's basketball team and where they're at now, How have you seen them evolve from the first game you covered them to their game coming up on Sunday against Maryland?
Well, Tito, I mean, the more that these games go on, the more together they are, the more chemistry that they have. I mean, coming into the year, off the floor, they said that this was a well-connected group. This team hung out more, gets along really well, more connected than what they were last year. And what they were last year was a 26-7 team. This year was a team of newer pieces, a little bit of a different look, smaller in roster size at 11 players on the roster, but it's been cohesive. And I think to see a lot of these players, I mean, for one, Kylie Kitts, who's been either the starting four or the starting center sometimes with the four guard starting five, you know, she's only played now 16 college games. She redshirted last year at the University of Florida. So there are a lot of people that may be starting for the first time, maybe playing new positions or new roles for the first time, playing college basketball for the first time, as well with two top 100 freshman recruits, and Dasha Burek and Bryn Martin, who's averaging over 15 minutes off the bench. So to see them get more confident and to see them pull out some of these close, tight-knit dogfight types of matchups has really been fun to see in their growth just 16 games into the season.
Tyler Danberg is our guest. You can hear him on the Fan, too. That's 1460 on the AM dial tomorrow at 3:45, Ohio State. The 19th-ranked Buckeyes are at Maryland. The 8th-ranked Terrapins, 4 o'clock for the tip, 3:45 again for the coverage on the Fan, too. I'm looking, Tyler, and I'm seeing 8 teams ranked in the Big Ten this season. Is this just as deep as this conference has been in recent years?
I think it might be the deepest it's been since they've got 18 in the conference now, Eric. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's the third time this year where the Big Ten has had 8 or 9 teams in the top 25. That's the first time in the polls history that a league has had that many representatives 3 times in a year. It's unbelievable. I mean, it starts with UCLA, obviously, at number 4, a team that Ohio State only lost to 5. Michigan's been having a great year. Obviously, we've chronicled it all season. Ohio State's had a great year. You've got Michigan State under Robin Freilich, who is Bowling Green's head coach, Ashland's head coach, has a lot of Ohio ties as well. Just a lot of great stories. Oregon and Washington out west, and USC, although they don't have Juju Watkins this year, sidelined due to injury, they've got another budding freshman in Jazzy Davidson. So it's really pick your poison in the Big Ten. And Kevin McGuff said after the game in his press conference on Wednesday, he expects a lot of these games to be dogfights, and they're going to be incredibly close. You got to be ready every single given night in the Big Ten in a year like this and in a conference like this.
What do you think the ceiling is for this team in the Big Ten and in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think that, most teams that are this caliber, they shoot to try and host the first and second round. That seems to always be a goal, because that's what the Buckeyes have done the last 3-4 years now. So right now, ESPN's Charlie Crean projects them at a 6 seed, which would mean they'd go to LSU. That's where they're projecting them to be. But I think that, a ceiling would be you get a host seed, host the first 2 rounds of the tournament in Columbus. That would definitely be ideal. And then, if you can try and get to the second weekend of the tournament, that's always a big thing. And I think they've made one Sweet 16, or they made one Elite 8 in the last 32 years now, but they've gotten to the Sweet 16, and I think that's now that next step that they need to take. Now, there's a lot that's going to happen within these next couple months before that even happens. So, if there's a way to get a bye in the Big Ten tournament and to try and make a run in the tournament like they did a few years back, I think would definitely be a premium for them. And that's going to be really tough to do. It's also worth noting as well that the women's basketball tournament for the Big Ten is still the 15 teams, while the men's are the complete 8 teams. So it is a little bit more of a packed-in field, which will allow more of a path and maybe less chance of an upset from one of the lower-seeded teams. But I think that this Buckeyes team can certainly be able to accomplish a lot, and they're going to get better as this year goes on.
Tyler, I want to pivot back to the football Buckeyes real quick. I want to get, just because this is kind of your first off season with us, on Ohio State's portal attrition and what the Buckeyes and really what a lot of teams across the country in terms of double-digit guys from the rosters going into the transfer portal. And then the news yesterday and this morning of Bo Jackson returning for this Ohio State team in 2026. What have you just been able to make of it all?
Well, we all know that this program is very methodical when it comes to pretty much everything. There's an intent behind everything that Ryan Day does, and in recruiting Coach Day, his staff, General Manager Mark Pantoni, there's a method to what they do. And, there's so many different things to wage right now between single transfer portal window. You got Declaration Day for the NFL draft on Wednesday. You've got your recruiting class filled up. And I think that was the biggest thing to kind of get a feel for how they were going to approach the portal, because they brought in 28 players into the freshman class. And I think that goes to show you that maybe with that single transfer portal window, they over-delivered on the freshman class, because who knows what that transfer portal window is going to look like. And, they brought in a lot of key pieces anchored by a lot of late flips, guys like Jay Timmons and guys like Caden Gebhardt in the backyard from Olentangy flipping from ACC schools late. But the transfer portal window, I think we're going to see more as this window goes on. But I do like the addition of Christian Allegro, the linebacker from Wisconsin. Going into that Ohio State game, there was no doubt that he was one of the better linebackers in the Big Ten. And what does he do? Well, he breaks his arm in the first quarter in that game against OSU. However, he wasn't done. He came back and played. And when James Laurinaitis and Luke Fickell both endorsed the guy, you're probably doing something right. Now, Devin McHugh, the wide receiver as well from UTEP, that's a guy right there that can bolster the wide receiver depth. It is really interesting to see them bring in a wide receiver out of the portal, because that's the first time that's ever happened at OSU. But that's another guy to add that depth and to add to that experience, because you will have, obviously, Jeremiah and Brandon Ennis, and then Chris Henry Jr. is going to slot in, but to have another key piece there at the 4 or the 5 in that wide receiver room is huge. And Bo Jackson, that's such a huge return. I think the fan base was able to exhale a little bit yesterday afternoon after seeing the first news from CBS Sports, and to see it this morning, that was definitely a deep breath in and a deep breath out for the fans.
Let's put them at ease right here real quick to get you out of here. Tyler, you are, in fact, returning next year to be sideline reporter. Is that correct?
I hope so. Okay. Yeah, I would love that.
Tyler Danberg returning. Bo Jackson also returning. It's a great day for Ohio State football. Thanks for the time, buddy. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
That was Tyler Danberg on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline.
A nation exhales.
They do. Coming up next, the surprising fire of John Harbaugh. We'll break down the best landing spots next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way.
That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
It's the biggest sale of the year, the Right Rug Flooring Clearance Sale. Save on thousands of in-stock styles, including carpet starting at 35 cents a square foot. Luxury vinyl starts at 43 cents a square foot. Hardwood and laminate start at 99 cents. Prices are material only. Unbelievable deals on beautiful quality floors. Next day installation and 24-month special financing available with approved credit. Hurry, the Right Rug Flooring Clearance Sale ends January 25th. Right here, right now.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little fly, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Ella, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
Morning Juice is now on YouTube, weekday mornings starting at 6. If you're a fan of Bobby Carpenter, he's ready to attack and dominate. If you're a fan of Jeff Goodoff, drive directly to a hospital. Seriously, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. It's Eric Reiser.
That's me. ...
Jeff Thidoff, Tito, and Nate.
That's me.
That's Nate.
That's you. Here until 12 o'clock today. You had some news, right? Did you have some news you found out?
Oh, I just said that Sam Dixon is at South Carolina, or he's committed to South Carolina. James Peoples at Penn State. There are right now 27 Buckeyes since a week ago yesterday that have put their names into the transfer portal. So far, Bryson Rogers at South Florida, Lincoln Keenholz, Louisville, Bryce West, Wisconsin, C.J. Hicks, South Florida, Sam Dixon, South Carolina, James Peoples, like I said, Penn State, Nick McLarty, the big old punter, Arizona State, and Isaiah Kemma, The redshirt freshman offensive lineman is at Utah.
There we go. John Harbaugh, maybe surprisingly let go, I guess, by the Ravens after his long tenure there. Lots of success. And ESPN Cleveland reporting this is what John Harbaugh wants, his requirements for his next head coaching job. ESPN Cleveland says $20 million a year. That'd be Andy Reid money. It's what Andy Reid makes, $20 million a year.
Jeez.
Andy Reid money. $10 million in staff budget. Total authority over the roster and would like to select his own GM.
Well, he's not going to Cleveland.
Okay. And that's what I was getting at,
The
too.
existence of Andrew Berry as Browns general manager is a deterrent for any legitimate head coaching candidates, in my opinion.
Shouldn't Cleveland then? Would they be smart to give this to Harbaugh and get rid of Berry?
Yeah. When you dismissed Stefanski, you should have cleaned the whole thing.
I agree.
Because a serious head coaching candidate, and some of these coordinators might work out at other locations, fine. But for Cleveland, if you wanted to do it, the turnaround that the Haslams want before the new stadium opens,
right,
you are going to need to bring in somebody like a John Harbaugh that will want the things that you just mentioned. And he should absolutely want that because he's done it for 18 years in Baltimore. So that you have Andrew Berry there and you want to make this a collaborative process, you're not getting a guy like John Harbaugh.
And if somebody, say the Dolphins, said, okay, we'll do that, the Browns should say, no, wait, we'll give you $21 million a year. We'll give you $11 million staff budget.
You had made the point a couple weeks ago that the Browns would have to overpay in a situation relative to other organizations. For John Harbaugh, yes.
I think that would make sense for them.
Yeah. You give him what you give him what he wants, because I can't see in a world where a guy like Harbaugh would want to come in and work with a general manager he's got no real experience or expertise in. He's 18 years in Baltimore. How long do you think John Harbaugh is going to be at his next stop?
Right, yeah. He's 63 years old.
Not interested in a rebuild.
No, not at all. So you got the openings that are out there, and the report came out that when the Ravens and Harbaugh, when this was announced, Harbaugh's agent said 7 teams had contacted him within 45 minutes. There were 6 openings plus the Ravens at the time. It means somebody who had an opening, which looks like now it's probably the Dolphins because McDaniel being out. But I'm trying to think what the most attractive job is. Giants, Titans, Raiders, Dolphins, Browns. Every time I look at this, I start to lean on Giants.
If you love Jackson Dart.
If you believe in Jackson Dart, yes. Yeah. Actually, the most attractive right now, though, is Ravens, but that's not going to happen, obviously.
Right.
But, yes, I think it's Giants or Titans. I don't have the Falcons there yet because I believe more in Jackson Dart than I do Michael Penix.
What about the Raiders? You have the number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a coach that's worth his weight, you can convince Max Crosby to stay. You've got Brock Bowers. You've got Ashton Genty. So there's some young offensive talent you can work with. You also have the number 1 overall pick. So you can kind of choose where you want this to go for Las Vegas. And you've got a division that you don't know what's going to happen with Patrick Mahomes. The Broncos are the top team in the AFC. The Chargers are a playoff team.
Right.
But we've seen recently how things can flip in terms of division races, where it's not as tough anymore to go from worst to first.
I am, the older I get, the more I see the data, I am more and more off of having the number 1 pick and take a quarterback. Only because, and look, it's worked out sometimes. For sure it's worked out sometimes. There's been times been damn close.
Yeah.
The Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf thing. Ryan Leaf could have gone number 1. Like, it was close. Ryan Leaf goes number 2. There's so many times you can swing and miss on that top pick being a quarterback, and it can set your franchise back.
Sure.
You know, there's like, and when you trade up, when you fall in like the Trey Lance thing, you know what I mean? Look at the Browns. And Tim Couch wasn't his fault. It was the offensive line's fault. But still,
yeah,
if you've got a bad offensive line and take quarterback number 1 overall, you could end up David Carring him, which is a verb now, David Carring him.
Okay.
But I like Mendoza. It's so hard for me to tell, though, if a quarterback, because I would have told you Justin Fields is going to be a really good NFL quarterback. Hasn't happened. Like, my eyes told me Justin Fields was going to be an elite NFL quarterback.
I was right there with you.
And he's not there.
Yeah.
And R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. I thought he would come in and be fantastic.
Yeah, I thought he was perfect for an NFL system.
And so that's why I don't trust my eyes anymore in that kind of stuff.
Well, I also think, to your point, if you're not sold on any of these quarterbacks, you're the Las Vegas Raiders, then you can just get best player available. Yeah. Or you can leverage the pick and see if somebody really loves Mendoza, let them go get it and just accumulate assets. And then maybe go for one of the free agent quarterbacks that likely could be available.
Yeah.
That you don't have to go that route. I just think the future flexibility feels more in the favor of the Raiders than it does for any of these other 7 openings.
Sure.
I would also agree with you. The Ravens, right now, the best opportunity. Can't go back with that if you're John Harbaugh. But the Titans, if you love Cam Ward, they've got a stadium that's going to be opening up soon. So that's an organization that's going to want to be good when that stadium opens up, in 2 seasons?
Yeah.
So they're also interested in a fast track because I think to John Harbaugh, and I go, how many years is he going to want to be doing this?
He's 63.
So nobody's going to be like a Pete Carroll and doing it well into their 70s. At least I don't think so.
You wouldn't think.
So in terms of you want to get this on the right track now, a lot of teams were high on Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Was John Harbaugh one of those? I don't know. But if he is, then I think you could go and do a lot of good at Tennessee and also be in a division kind of like I talked with the AFC West, even more so with the AFC South. The Jacksonville Jaguars won the damn thing.
Yeah, right. And every time I do the quarterback thing, I go back to the 83 draft when Elway went 1 and Marino went 26 to the Dolphins. And Marino had a much better situation. Though Elway got traded to the Broncos, which was a good situation there. But it's like it's more about the situation you go into and can they protect you? And can they like Dan Marino was great right away. Elway was okay right away, but then he got great. But nonetheless, though, going into an established team with an established coach is going to be, it gives me a better chance of believing in that quarterback.
And if you get Harbaugh, you can also bring in, does he want to bring on Todd Monken?
Right, exactly.
Like that pairing would be very attractive if those two believe in the quarterback you have, because that's the most important thing. Is if you can land the quarterback, and if you have enough draft capital, you can build around that quarterback and actually make a run in year 1 and then be a contender in year 2. But that's a big if, and Cleveland thought they had that with Big Kev, and Handsome Kev is
going to be somewhere else.
Probably one of the first, I think, head coaches hired.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming up next, top of the hour, we're going to Sports Center update. Also talk to Kevin McGuff, head coach of OSU Women's Basketball. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus, and the deals are built tough. Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-691-9999. That's 800-691-9999.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer, and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Nate Puderball, their sports update. The college football national title game is set. Last night, number 1 Indiana dismantled the number 5 Oregon Ducks 56-22 in the Peach Bowl. Fernando Mendoza finished 17 of 22 for 177 yards and 5 touchdowns. Wide receiver Elijah Surratt had 7 catches for 75 yards with 2 touchdowns. Indiana meets the Miami Hurricanes 9 days away on January 19th. The Blue Jackets are in afternoon action today. They square off with the Avalanche out in Colorado. Puck drops at 4. Catch the action right here on The Fan. The NFL playoffs get rolling this afternoon. The 12-5 LA Rams are on the road this afternoon visiting the 8-9 Carolina Panthers. Action starts at 4:30, and in the nightcap, Green Bay heads out to Chicago to play the Bears. We'll carry that game right here on The Fan. Tomorrow sees Buffalo visiting the Jags, the Niners at the Eagles, and the Chargers on the road at New England. Breaking sports news, what happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. We go out to the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Kevin McGuff joins us, head coach of the Ohio State women's basketball team. Kevin, big game against Maryland on the road tomorrow. You guys are sitting right now at 14-2, 4-1 in the Big Ten. Is your team better at this point this year than it was last year?
Oh, wow. Tough to say. I don't know. We've gotten a lot better this year from where we were from the beginning of the year to where we are right now. I would say we made more progress than we did a year ago, but we also had a much more experienced veteran team last year. So we were probably a little bit more of who we were going to be at this time. And this year, I still think there's a much higher ceiling for this team just because of having so many newcomers and people trying to learn what we do and get comfortable with what we do.
Kevin, your squad improved to 4-1 in conference play with a big road win earlier in the week at Illinois, 78-69. At what point in that contest did you realize what Jelani Cambridge was doing?
Well, when we got going in the third quarter, we came out of halftime tied, and in the third quarter, she really got going early in the third quarter. So we were just running as many things as we could to get the ball in her hands, and she was generating obviously great offense for herself, but also getting other people's shots, and so, but really that third quarter stands out as to when she really kind of took over the game.
Kevin McGuff joins us here on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Ohio State women big game tomorrow at Maryland, and I've always respected, Kevin, the fact that you've got your system, and you're going to play your 40 minutes of hell. You're going to get up and down the court. That's what you're going to do. You're going to create turnovers. Has there been a point, say in the last 5 years, where you questioned whether that is the way you should do it?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, you'll have stretches where, it's just not quite as effective. And the hard part about it is it's sort of an all or nothing thing. And you're either really, really, really into it and playing extremely hard and putting extreme pressure on the other team. And if you're not, then you're a little bit vulnerable on the other end because if they're going to break the press easily, you're going to be at a disadvantage on the back end of it. So at times when maybe our depth has been a little low, and even the other night at Illinois, we pulled the press off because we looked a little tired. We weren't getting pressure on the ball, and I thought we may have to win this in the half court in terms of defense, and we did. And so even to this day, we'll pull it off when it's not working, or we just don't seem to have it that night. It's been really good to us over the years, but I'm not afraid to not do it if I think that we need to win a different way.
Tomorrow's game between Ohio State and Maryland starts at 4 o'clock. We'll have coverage over on the Fan 2. That's 1460 on the AM dial at 3:45. Kevin McGuff's the coach of the 19th-ranked Ohio State women's squad. He joins us courtesy of the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Maryland Terrapins 16-1. They've got an 8 next to their name. 9 ranked teams this season in the Big Ten. Kevin, is this conference deeper than it's been in recent years? How do you think this league stacks up compared to recent seasons?
I think this season is as deep as it's ever been, and boy, it's just every night is there's just not many easy wins out there. And Maryland certainly would be very challenging tomorrow. They've got a great team, like they always do. They're very talented. They're well coached, and they're really hard to beat in College Park. But this is as tough as it's been. It just seems like we've had a great off season. There's a lot of talent that kind of came into the league, and I thought, we lost a lot and other teams lost a lot, but man, people did really well in the portal. And so the talent level is as high as it's ever been. The coaching's really good. And to have 9 ranked teams, it's just a real gauntlet throughout the Big Ten schedule. And the travel's not easy. And there's a lot of tough environments, especially when you go on the road.
Yeah, you guys have a West Coast road trip coming up at the beginning of February. Kevin, I'm curious to see if you guys, and it's been a couple seasons already with Oregon and Washington and USC and UCLA in the conference, but it hasn't been that long. Have you kind of figured out best practices for those West Coast swings?
I don't know. I still think we're trying to figure that out. And it's hard. It's a long trip. I mean, obviously our men are doing it right now at Oregon and Washington. And so maybe we'll kind of see how they do anything that kind of worked for them, but it's not easy. It's a long week when you go out there for these trips. We have a lot of experts around here in terms of sleep science and some of that type of stuff to try to make sure we're doing things that help our players be as rested as possible and those things. But still, you got to show up and you got to play really good teams. And on the women's side, all 4 of the West Coast teams are excellent. And so that'll be a tough trip for us when it comes here before too long.
So I love the fact, Kevin, like you knew it and I knew it going into the season. The Big Ten was going to be loaded, and you decided for whatever reason, it'd be fun to schedule another top 20 team with TCU coming up here in the Coretta Scott King Classic. I mean, how tough do you want it to be for you guys?
Yeah, I don't know. That seemed like a great idea in the offseason. I'm not so sure right now that was the right move, but TCU's got a great team. They've got a lot of talent. They've got some people that are going to play in the WNBA next year on their team. And so that'll be a tough one, but a great opportunity though. And, so we'll get through these Big Ten games we have prior to that one, but we'll be looking forward to it, but it'll be very, very challenging.
I wonder if based on the youth on your team and based on how tough the Big Ten is, if you guys somehow get a top 4 seed and get to host in the NCAA tournament, it feels like that'd be one of your better coaching seasons or better success stories, I guess I should say. Better than maybe a 3 or a 2 seed that got in. But if you can get with this schedule you've got looking at it, it feels to me like that might be more rewarding.
Yeah, this has been rewarding so far because I think we've made a lot of progress, and we just had so many. We've been, and because of COVID and some other things, we've been an older, more mature team here. It seems like for a long time, but this year all of a sudden we're not, and we've got a lot of newcomers, and we're relying on a lot of young people who everything we do is new to them, and so I think we've gotten a lot better. I still think we can get better. So I don't know. I don't look too far ahead. We've got a very challenging game tomorrow, about to head to practice. So I'm going to try to have a great practice today, get ready for Maryland, and kind of go from there. But I have enjoyed this group just because I think we've gotten a lot better. We got great kids. And so I don't know. We'll see where it ends up when it's all said and done this year. But the goal for us is just to keep getting better. And that's what we've kind of started the year with, is if we can have a season where we improve throughout, I think we can end up in a pretty good place, and we've done that so far. but still a long way to go against a really difficult schedule.
Yeah, Tito had mentioned the game coming up against TCU. I'm like, I think game 3 you played top-ranked UConn with such a young team, Kevin. Just how have you seen them grow in terms of handling those kinds of big opportunities, all while juxtaposed, you're still trying to be a student athlete, but there's transfer portal that's abounded. In the new era of college athletics, the young team that you have, how have you seen them handle things and still produce on the court?
Yeah, it's tough because with the portal and all that, and people have varying philosophy. I still like getting young people and trying to help them, try to keep them here and help them grow over years. But we face a lot of older teams, and because a lot of people just use the portal exclusively, and so it's been challenging to play older, more mature teams. But I do think it'll pay dividends if we get these young players and help them grow and we keep them for a couple of years. I think we can really be onto something here. But it's been difficult, but I think we have gotten a lot better in a lot of areas. I think our defense has gotten better. Knock on wood, our rebounding's gotten better because we're going to really need that tomorrow against a great rebounding Maryland team. So we've gotten better in some areas. I think obviously we've seen Jelani take another level or step up to another level as a player. As good as she was as a freshman, she's really thriving. And so we've gotten better, and we're heading in the right direction with a lot of young players. And so I think now the key is to continue to get better this year, to retain the people we want to retain, and kind of keep this group moving forward.
You're heading to practice, said here shortly. What are you going to do in practice today? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to work on today in practice to get ready for Maryland?
Yeah, they've got some specific actions that we need to focus on that we're going to have to guard. We're going to work on some rebounding because they're really, really good on the offensive glass. And then, they kind of mix their defenses. They'll play man, they'll play zone, they'll do some different things. So some stuff we haven't seen lately. So we're going to have to work on that on the offensive end.
Kevin, catch your breath. I looked at your schedule the rest of the way. It is going to be like it's a gauntlet going through what you've got, how many ranked teams you've got coming up, you're closing your season with. And by the way, then you get a break by going to the Big Ten tournament and trying to compete against some of these same ranked teams. What does your team have to do to be successful?
I think get better. I mean, like I said, we've made progress, we've gotten better, but I think if we can just keep improving, I would say the last thing we need to do is, I think we've really been at our best. And if you look at our style of play, which we touched on earlier, we need to continue to kind of emphasize and help our bench players come off and help. Like Bryn Martin has had some great stretches, freshman here from Springboro, Ohio. We need her to play probably more meaningful minutes. Tiana Todd has had some great moments. We need her to play some more meaningful moments. Ava Watson's done some good things, but we're going to need to make sure our bench players continue to thrive and get minutes so that we don't get kind of worn down. Because with the schedule we're playing against the teams we're playing in the way we like to play, we're going to need our bench to play really well for us to be successful.
So, Kevin, just so you know, Justin Zwick, when I co-host with him on Morning Juice, he's always singing the praise of going to games. He loves going to the women's games there. And I've told Tyvis Powell to leave you alone about you recruiting his daughters who are still in preschool.
Yeah, that's going to be the next coach at Ohio State's problem.
Right. Thanks, Kevin. Best of luck, man. We'll catch up again soon.
All right, take care. Bye.
That was Kevin McGuff, their head coach of women's. I'm telling. And by the way,
his kids are going to be really good athletes.
Of course they are.
Ridiculously competitive. We're talking our friend Tyvis.
And by the way, I bet they have a great laugh too. Because he's got the best laugh.
Boundless energy.
Yes, boundless energy. And I'm a fan of Kevin McGuff. I'm a fan of the Ohio State women's basketball program. Go out there and check them out when you can. I'm not just going to drive down.
Say hi to Tyler Danberg.
Say hi to Tyler Danberg while you're out there. But they are so damn much fun to watch, Reese. And it reminds, I say it all the time, 40 minutes of hell. It's the Arkansas Razorbacks kind of style back with Nolan Richardson, where they press and press and press some more.
I'd mentioned Jelani Cambridge with 41 the other night. I mean, this isn't the first time this season that she's had more than 30 points in a game. And so, yeah, this is for Kevin McGuff, who's had some real talented teams in his tenure. Like, this is I'm surprised at how well they're playing considering the youth that they've got. And I was really enthused to hear him say that they want to recruit and develop, less so go portal picking.
Right.
Because, boy, that's just the biggest coin flip in the world.
Yep. Coming up next, is an NFL owner more delusional than we thought? We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The fan.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Tri-State Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Tri-State Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
Get Eco. Hey, Aaron, you know how it seems like everything just moves faster nowadays? You mean like technology and all those crazy inventions? Well, our furnace repair buyback program means you can slow down and take your time deciding what to do. Get Eco. We act fast so you can plan slowly.
You're right, Jerry. If your furnace fails in the dead of winter, call us. We'll be right there to fix it the day you call.
Boom. We're there. It's fixed. Get Eco. But our repair buyback means you still have time to think it over in the warmth and comfort of your toasty warm home.
And if you decide you'd rather replace that old clunker, instead of fixing it every year, we'll credit the money you spent on repairs against the purchase of a brand new furnace, up to $1,500.
We act fast so you can plan slowly.
How long have you been working on that line?
Good poetry takes time, Aaron. Get Eco. GetEco.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, her little brother's belly laugh, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. It all connects. But at Child Fund, so do we, through everything we do, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Because we need each other. Learn more at childfund.org.
The Buckeye football season is over, right? It's never over. Coaching staff comings and goings, transfer portal drama, and the latest from the world of recruiting. Keep it locked on your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Saturday afternoon will rise up into the low 50s with occasional showers. Then a cold front pushes through overnight as temperatures drop into the 20s. We'll see some light snow on Sunday. Light accumulations are possible. It'll be a breezy day as well with highs near freezing. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Reiser. On my right. I'm Tito. Nate's over there. I'm going to keep doing that, Reiser. I don't care if it confuses people.
Okay.
Jerry Jones' first name is what?
Jerry?
Gerral. I didn't know it either. Jerral. Jerry is short for Gerral.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't know that until I looked up, so I want to see how old he was because
today I learned.
He's 83 years old. He'll be 84 during next season. He turns 84 in October.
Geral's almost how you pronounce it if you're from where he's from.
Okay.
In Arkansas.
Yes.
That drawl.
In his time since he came on and fired Tom Landry famously and brought in Jimmy Johnson, he's won 3 Super Bowls, 2 with Jimmy and 1 with Jimmy's players when Barry Switzer was on the sideline. That's not a Barry Switzer Super Bowl. That's a Jimmy Johnson Super Bowl. Anyway, I digress. He's got 3. Robert Kraft has 6. He is the owner with the most Super Bowl trophies. Robert Kraft in New England and Tom Brady, obviously. And Jones came out this week and said he wants to retire with more than Robert Kraft. He'll be 84 in October.
He's got a better chance of winning Emmys for appearances in shows like Landman than he does winning a Super Bowl. They are not close to winning the Super Bowl. They're not.
So I thought about this.
The only title they were winning this year is if Dak Prescott was going to win the passing title. That's it.
I had this conversation on Juice, I think yesterday or Thursday, whatever it was. But, the Browns went through and they just fired Stefanski, kept Andrew Berry on.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens fire Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
And we see ownership groups make really weird decisions sometimes, and ones that we would not endorse and we think are stupid. If you could fire owners, Browns fans would fire the Haslam's, right?
Yeah.
Would Cowboys fans fire Jones?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
See,
Because
I don't think so.
They're not interested in the money in the marketing and anything that has to do with results off the field. Jerry Jones has made a ton of money, and he has been a pioneer for owners, but that doesn't do anything for the fan base. Not really.
To their credit, I've never met a Cowboys fan that thinks Jerry Jones is good at anything involving on field.
See,
when it comes to winning football games, he's not it. They Friday news dumped their head coach. Like, as long as Jerry's there, they're never going to hire anybody with bigger name recognition.
And
there aren't many people that have bigger name recognition because he's made himself the star of the star.
I would have said Bill Parcells a bigger name.
Okay.
When he hired him.
Sure.
Okay, that's the one I could think of. You're right there, yes. Other than that, I think that Jerry Jones, though, would you say Jerry Jones is a smarter owner than the Haslams and Mike Brown? Let's do it that way. Is he smarter than them?
Based on what?
Smarter than the Haslams?
In terms of making money, yes.
Okay, he's
more business savvy.
He has not made...
Certainly more than the Brown family.
Okay, the Browns... Haslam, I said this is with the Haslams.
Okay.
They've made some catastrophic decisions. The Deshaun Watson thing, certainly for one.
Yeah.
I think, I personally, caving on Myles Garrett was a mistake. I think they should have traded him when they could.
I agree with you.
Okay, so those are a couple, but the Deshaun Watson one, though, is awful. Some of the draft decisions they made. Manziel.
Some of the meddling that they've done has been Jera-esque.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Jones has made that catastrophic decision, has he? Can you think of one catastrophic decision?
There's been few catastrophic decisions in sports that have been as bad as the Deshaun Watson thing. So that eclipses so many decisions.
The Trent Richardson draft. You had that one. You had the cornerback they drafted 8th was Justin Gilbert.
Justin Gilbert out of Oklahoma State.
That was awful draft decisions, right?
Right, but I don't want to put that on I'm not putting that one on the Haslams. I'm not putting those. There's only a few draft decisions I would say, yeah, that was the Haslams saying, hey, go get this guy.
The Manziel thing was
go get this
one
guy.
of them. Yeah. So I just look at it, though, and, even this year, I know you can put on Barry, put on the Haslams, whatever, but the fact that how they handled the draft this year, as far they had a good draft other than Gabriel and Sanders, I think.
One I just looked up and I forgot about. Signing Grant Hardy is about the equivalent. It's not quite the equivalent, but it's the closest thing they've got to a Deshaun Watson.
And that's not even.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad PR, but it's not. It did not cripple the team for 5 years like Deshaun has.
That's fair.
There's nothing.
Right.
There's nothing in the NFL that has done more damage to a team from a cap, PR, on-field production standpoint than the Deshaun Watson guaranteed $230 million.
And I don't know how you feel about...
And the trade they made, not to interrupt you,
go ahead.
The assets they sent to the Houston Texans are what's making Monday night possible.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. It made the Texans...
Do I seem like I'm not a fan of the team that I say I'm a fan of?
No, the thing is...
You said how I knew about the Bengals most of the time.
Okay, now speaking of the Bengals, okay, now, I would contend that... I'm not saying the guy's not a nice guy, but keeping Marvin Lewis as long as you did in Cincinnati?
Stupid.
Okay, and that's why I go back to the fact I think Jones is better than most owners. Better than most. I think he's... Like, if I'm a Cowboys fan, yes, I wish they would win more. But I don't think he's making god-awful decisions. And I think the Browns and Bengals do. I think the Ravens made a bad decision. I think the Dolphins have made bad decisions.
When you say the Ravens made a bad decision, you mean firing John Harbaugh?
Firing John Harbaugh, yep.
I think it was time.
Okay, because you need a fresh voice in there, a new look?
I think after 18 years, the same song becomes stale. And I think if Lamar's starting to sour in his relationship, and certainly Todd Monken earlier this week had comments that he didn't coach Lamar as well this past season. Right. Obviously, injuries you can't ever really plan for in the NFL. But I think this was a good decision by the Ravens. And, yeah, the Miami Dolphins decision is directly related to the Baltimore Ravens decision. Like, we can get Harbaugh? Yeah. But sorry, Mike.
Do you think the Ravens will get a better coach than John Harbaugh?
No.
I don't think they will. And that's why I know you're a fresh voice, and I'm with you on that. I get it. I understand the thinking of that. I'm just saying that they're going to get a lesser coach than they had.
A lesser head coach, yes.
Yes.
Now, if the coach whoever they bring in is smart enough to hire the right people around him, they've got the roster that can go win the AFC North.
They need a little help on defense, but yes.
Sure. They can draft that or they can sign that in free agency. But I think to your point, when we go back to ownership, there are certainly worse in the NFL than Jerry. But I think...
You don't think he's top half, though?
Because of what he's done in terms of the football management of things, where he's insisted on being general manager and he's insisted on having his kids be part of the talent acquisition process, it's muddied the whole thing. Because they're football guys only because we own this, so we're going to paint the bathroom this color. And they decided on turquoise and pink. And it looks like crap because they just don't know anything about that. But it's theirs, so they can do as they please. And that's always a recipe for disaster.
The way, like, just recently bias here in video game mind, drafting Dak Prescott was really a good decision.
I think so.
Okay.
Has it been a poor decision being this loyal to
and
Dak?
Extending him? Yeah, I think
same with like Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy. Like, it was obvious it wasn't working, and he kept with them for a while.
CeeDee Lamb. I think the trade for George Pickens worked out for them. The signing of Javonte Williams. The defense, although giving up Micah Parsons, the defense did get better a little bit as the year went on, and they do have some draft assets now from that Parsons deal. So we'll see on that. I feel like if we could fire owners, if fans could fire owners, I disagree with you guys. I don't think Cowboys fans would fire Jerry Jones.
When was the last time they made the playoffs?
It's been a
couple of years.
It's been like it's been a long time since they won a playoff game. I know that.
Yeah. So they just haven't been relevant on the football field. And so I think from that standpoint, you look to who you can't fire. No more heads can roll because so many heads have rolled in Dallas where it has to point to the owner.
Yeah. Look at that stadium. Just kidding. Okay, coming up next.
No, it's absolutely a great business decision, and he's a great businessman. But it is, I go back to know what you know, trust and hire the right people who know football, and he's just not.
He's 83. Will he win one more Super Bowl before he dies?
No.
Especially with the NFC East. That's tough, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Tim May joins us. Who knows what the hell we'll talk about? We will talk Ohio State football. We'll do that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Don't start the new year with the same old ride. Right now, score low lease payments on all 2026 models, like $149 a month for a brand new Elantra or $159 for a new Sonata. Hurry in and kick off the new year right. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit, $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. 2-year lease with 10K miles per year. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's Best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Ends 2-2.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. For the third time today, we'll head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. He is Tim May joining us. He is the host of the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall on FanStream Sports. Tim, good morning. And are the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator for the 2026 season currently on Ohio State's coaching staff?
Notice I'm buying time by saying,
That was great. That savvy veteran move by you, Tim. You know this. You've done this before.
I would think Ryan Day would be looking for an offensive coordinator if, in fact, he can find what he's looking for. Pardon the expression. I would not be surprised to see him hire somebody out of the NFL ranks or former NFL ranks again, because I think that works in all kinds of ways, helps you in all kinds of ways as long as that person understands it's the Ohio State offense, not his offense. I mean, they're not looking – what they're looking for, they definitely got to get the running game addressed again. They did that with Chip Kelly and didn't carry over into this year. But, of course, you lost Chip Kelly and two of the maybe top 4 running backs in the country from a year ago. So they've got to address the running game in some form or fashion. And I don't think just block harder is exactly the answer. You know what I mean? So you would think he might look in that realm again. But he's not going to just willy-nilly hire somebody to hire somebody. But we all know, they've got 10 true full assistants on the staff right now, and that would mean someone would have to be demoted or let go in some form or fashion to make room on the actual 10 full-time head coaches staff aspect of it. Obviously, we know they've got like 30 guys running around coaching, right? But yeah, I mean, I would say no to your answer right now, but that's just me talking.
Tim, where's your confidence that they retain Matt Patricia for another season?
I think Matt Patricia truly enjoyed himself this year. Number one, I'm going to couch this one too because I don't know what's in his heart truly, but he had a good time. Didn't like the last two games because he didn't like losing, even though the defense played extremely well. You still got to make the plays and win the game for you in the end. And in both of those games, they couldn't get the ball back against Miami in the fourth quarter when they needed it, and they gave up the one touchdown drive to Indiana. Boy, you just think about Indiana and how well it's played, except when it's played Ohio State and probably Iowa and Penn State. I mean, wow. But to think Ohio State held that team to 13 points and still lost the game is crazy, but Ohio State had the lead in that game, I'll remind people. And so I'm couching everything. I think Matt Patricia this time a year ago was wanting to get back into the National Football League, and there were no takers. So whether or not he's doing that as we speak, I don't know. From a Tim May standpoint, I've truly enjoyed the relationship, whatever you want to call it, of getting to know in some form or fashion Matt Patricia, and in all kinds of ways. I just think he's a player's coach in the sense that he develops relationships with everybody on the defense. You heard Kenyatta Jackson before one of the games when we got to talk to him, and he was talking about how he never had conversations really with Jim Knowles. He wasn't necessarily knocking Jim Knowles. They won a national championship, right? But Matt Patricia made it a point to get to know everybody on the defense. And I don't know. I think he's special in a lot of ways. But what his aspirations are, he's won 3 Super Bowls. That can't be it. If he wants to be a head coach again, that's probably not going to happen in the NFL. But you never know, with these erstwhile owners out there who keep hoping to hit that gusher, with their next Wildcat drilling project. You never know if he's going to get that shot even this year. So I think I filibustered about 2 minutes on that one.
Tim, I think a lot of Ohio State fans would agree that Matt Patricia's probably off to the NFL either in one season or 2 seasons from now. Who do you think has the best shot on this current coaching staff to become a defensive coordinator at either Ohio State or maybe somewhere else?
Well, you got one guy on it already who's been one in the National Football League, Tim Walton. And I think he's extremely talented. I could name everybody on the staff and give you a reason why. I like Matt Guerreri a lot. I think he's really smart, and a lot of the brains within that outfit. I think if Larry Johnson was going to be the coordinator, he would already have been the coordinator. But I like him a lot. And then, of course, the guy on the rise is James Laurinaitis. He's going to be a coordinator sooner rather than later. Whether it's Ohio State or somewhere else remains to be seen. But I could give you a reason for everything. But you're like Bo Bishop, which is no big surprise. I call them the hypotheticals. He's always throwing at me. 2 or 3 years from now, hell, who knows?
He is host of the Tim Bay Show featuring Clay Hall. That's on FanStream Sports. And I don't know if you can go I'll do hypotheticals. I want you to go in the Wayback Machine. Ohio State lost a lot of defensive talent in the 2025 draft. And then this year there were a lot of questions about the guys coming in. Could they live up to what they did? Could they be as good or better? And I think we got those answers to that question. I'm curious what you thought going into 2025 about this defense, and were you right? And then all these guys are losing in 2026. How do you feel about the 2026 defense?
Well, that's a Tim May compound question.
I know it is.
It's not fair.
I know.
Number one,
yeah, I know.
We all know that the glaring thing we were all talking about this time a year ago. Well, no, they hadn't won the national championship this time a year ago. But
right.
in February, March, April, May, June, July, August was where's the depth going to come from in the middle of the defensive front? Well, they found it. They found it on campus. And then the way Caden McDonald played so many almost complete games, they almost didn't need it. You know, it was crazy what that young man put in. Caden McDonald, you could always see the potential there, but boy, did he get himself in shape from a physical standpoint, and his mind went to another level with that, coincidentally. And so all of a sudden he became, in my opinion, the best defensive tackle in the country. I think the All-American teams reflected that, and I think that's accurate. So he had to come through, and he did. And he had to come through in a more consistent but also extended way, and he did. Obviously, Arvell Reese stepped up a notch, and a lot of that was the relationship he developed with Matt Patricia and James Laurinaitis, who wouldn't leave that project alone, and they found a way to really play him. Now, I know his, quote, numbers went down in the latter part of the year, but that's a lot of that was because the offenses definitely took note as the year went on. I still think he played at a high level throughout the Big Ten championship game and the quarterfinal game. It just maybe sometimes the numbers don't totally reflect it. And then, of course, Caleb Downs played as you expected, the best safety in the country. When you've got Caleb Downs back and you've got Sonny Styles back, and plus even Lorenzo Styles Jr., what he brought, he suffered with that shoulder problem all year. Just when you're getting going good, it pops out, and you're on the sideline. And then I thought the corners played exceptionally with maybe a couple of 3 or 4 plays down the stretch, which ended up, Jermaine Matthews, got picked on a little bit by Indiana, and that ended up, for whatever reason, being the difference in the game on the scoreboard. But the bottom line is I thought that defense played exceptionally well. And you got to, like we were talking about a year ago, everybody kept going, man, they got to replace 8 starters. But I kept reminding everybody, the guys that were going to be in those spots played a lot the year before on a national championship team. They weren't all transfer portal guys or freshmen from the recruiting class. And I thought they played exceptionally well. And as I like to call it, the pixie dust that Matt Patricia brought in with him gave them a little bit of a different look, a lot of a different look in some occasions. I thought it all played well. This year, man, no offense to anybody who's on the team right now, I don't see Caleb Downs. And by that, I'm talking about the complete player that he is. I mean, you rarely see a guy who gets the game like he does, studies the game as hard as he does, understands what's going on immediately in front of him, but then also, on top of everything else, has the physical capability and the want to go make the play. That's an incredible combination there, a bouillabaisse combination that doesn't always show up, and most of the time doesn't show up. So, we'll see if Jalen McClain, we'll see what goes on as the spring and preseason camp and everything rolls on, and maybe what they get. I mean, seeing Malik Hartford leave, I'm not sure what went on in that whole scenario. That's very interesting. And then seeing Aaron Scott walk out the door, to me, is quite interesting. Bryce West, who had some moments even for this team on the special teams, I'm not sure what they're seeking. Obviously, Devin Sanchez is ready to step up, et cetera. But finding playable depth is going to be the question, the big question in the secondary going into spring and preseason camp, where that wasn't the question this time a year ago. They had a lot of good guys in the secondary. Who was going to be the starters and, who were going to be the backups was the main question. But that would be the main question if I'm looking at this defense about now who steps up.
On your Fan Sports Saturday bingo card, if you had bouillabaisse on there, go and put an X on that one. You get a chip for that. Tim, thanks for the time, buddy. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, it's always a pleasure talking with you two guys, and I think you understand that.
If I don't see you sooner, I'll see you later.
I just came from little boy basketball practice, 4 and 6 years old.
Did you dominate them? Oh, you were coaching, you weren't playing. Gotcha. Okay.
Did you realize on an 8-foot goal I can dunk? You know that, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah. I still got the ups.
There you go. Tim May with the hops. Appreciate you, Tim. We'll talk soon. That was Tim May there, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall on FanStream Sports. Coming up next, we will talk about what's got us excited about this weekend. And also, I'm going to make Reiser tell me what will be in the A block on Bishop and Friends come Monday. We'll do that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need, to find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey, everybody, this is Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. I wanted to give you guys a little update on my Awaken 180 weight loss journey. I started this plan a little bit before the new year started, and not because I'm extra disciplined or heroic or anything like that. I just got tired of waiting for the perfect time to make a change with my own life. And now here we are, second week of January, and I'm already down more than 20 pounds. 20. While most people are still figuring out if they're actually going to start their resolution, I've got 3 weeks of progress quite literally under my belt. But here's the thing. It's not too late for you either. You could start today and still be down 20 pounds by the end of January with results like mine. That is what happens when you have a real plan. Awaken 180 gives you structure, coaching, and actual support, not just motivation that fades by week 2. So if weight loss is your goal and you haven't started yet or have already given up, there's no judgment here. Just don't wait another week, because a few weeks from now, you could be saying what I'm saying. This is already working. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
Jake Diebler's Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with Washington.
Live fan coverage starts Sunday at 5 with the tip at 6.
Every game, every season. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday, final segment of the program. Stick around after this. Westwood 1 Sports. TBD. But then at 3:30, we'll have Blue Jackets pregame, get ready for their puck drop at 4 o'clock with the Avalanche on the road. Thank you to our guests today, Tim May. Well, Jacob Reimer there, I guess,
Reimer
too, right?
stopped by. Tyler Danberg.
Coach
Kevin McGuff.
Jam-packed Saturday. So what do you think, Reese? Now, I know, like, on Morning Juice, the first thing we always do is this date in history.
Yep.
I got to believe our next one will be about Indiana-Miami. Like, I think our first, segment we'll dive into will be the Indiana-Miami game coming up and what transpired in Indiana's game with Oregon.
Right. On Monday, it's going to be very hard to ignore the Peach Bowl semifinal.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be where a lot of the discussion is. I'm going to try to bait Bo into a Fernando Mendoza Cleveland Browns discussion because I know that might make him tear his hair out.
Okay.
Because he has to do the Browns for his other job.
Right.
And so Mondays, we like to focus more so on Bishop and Friends 9 to noon on college football.
Right.
But we'll see if we can just drag him into the mud with the rest of Browns fans and talk about Mendoza and Cleveland.
So peek behind the curtain. Do you poke him sometimes?
Yes.
I do the same with Bob. I absolutely do that sometimes. He threatened to punch me in the face yesterday.
Oh.
Because, look, we're come out in the first segment, and we're talking about having the weekend, and I was just making mention of the fact that the U is quote-unquote back, and I did like the U thing.
Yeah.
You know, and he said, if I see you do that again, I will punch you in the face. You'll be eating from a straw.
Okay. Well, he won't.
I know he wouldn't, but that'd be good content, though.
If he punched you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be our most viewed video or piece of digital content ever.
Right. So he said that's why I thought about doing it again.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth it.
Now, speaking of content.
It's not my face.
Tomorrow, there's this place up in Cleveland Metro Parks do. It's like this toboggan thing. I don't know if you're familiar with this or not. But it's not like a snow thing. I think it's like going down a metal slide.
Yeah.
And you get up to like 40 miles an hour.
You can go fast.
The way they've got this thing. And it's like a bunch of guys it's like a UA dads and kids go up there tomorrow. And so I might go up there. I think Bobby's going. He's going to take his son Caleb, who's Artie's age, and another friend of ours is going to go and take their son. And I asked Bob if there's a weight limit because he does it every year. And he said, no, there's no weight limit. He said that, I've gone on it with another dad before, like on the same slide down. He said, I would never do it again, but I did that one time, so there's no weight. And I said, I told Bob he and I should go on one together, have someone record us.
Yes.
For content.
Absolutely.
And first, Bob's like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. But then the more I tried to goad him into it, he wouldn't say definitively no, but he said probably not. Here's the hiccup. It's supposed to rain, I think, up there, which could make it a little bit dangerous. Nonetheless, I will push Bob for it. Now, Bob said, you sure you want to go? It's like a 6-story walk up to the top of this thing. And he said, it's going to exert a lot of energy for you. Can you do it? I said, of course I can. I don't know if I can.
I have faith in you.
If it's raining, we need to get Schlegs up there with Bob.
Yes.
Get them on it together.
So it looks like it's going to rain today in Cleveland, but tomorrow we've got a high of 32 with snow showers.
Oh.
So there's...
Could be pretty then.
A decent chance that you probably get the snow, rain, sleet, the mess. So I don't know. The toboggan looks fun, but it also looks super dangerous if it's giving you that rain, sleet mess.
Yeah.
Especially not only on the slides and the chutes and the sleds, but walking up those steps.
Right.
This is one of those things that you need to let Fish know you're doing so that they can plan to have the digital team along. Because if you can mic the two of you up going down a toboggan chute, or like a GoPro attached to the sled that's facing you and Bob.
Yeah, that'd be good. You're right.
Really good.
I'll tell you this, too.
Maybe next year.
This is typical Bob, by the way. His son is in a walking boot.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still going. Bob's going to carry him up the hill every time.
Like how Luke carried Yoda, or
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So, and Bob said it's 6 stories.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it. And I said, well, Bob, I'm not going to. Why?
Man, that's a humble brag if I've ever heard one.
No, but it's Carp. He said, no, I'm still going to take it. I knew his kid was injured. But I was like, wait, he's not going. Yeah, we're going to go. I'm just going to carry him up because I don't want him walking up on a walking boot that far. And I said, well, why can't I just stay at the bottom and let my kid ride? And he said, no, fathers and sons, it's like a thing. You're not going to let him ride by himself. So I've got to make the trek now. And I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this. If I'm there for 2 hours, how many times do you think I go down the slide?
Put the over-under on 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah.
I would have said 2.5, yeah.
Yeah, I think, again, walking up that hill is going to be taxing.
It is.
And if tomorrow the weather's cold but not crappy, it might be busy.
It might be busy, but the thing's going to be the challenge for me is dressing warm but not too warm. You said 32, but I'll be working up a sweat walking up there. So I needed to be really bundled up when I'm down the hill. But then when I'm walking up the hill, I need to start shedding layers, which I don't think that's going to be an option.
Did you reserve your spot? Because the more I look at this,
you got to reserve a spot.
You've got to reserve.
I haven't done it yet because I was waiting on the weather because I don't know if I want to go if it's going to rain.
Yeah, on prime tobogganing days, lines and wait times can be upwards of an hour or more. Typically, lines and wait times are 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, your reservation secures your spot for your toboggan experience. It does not mean there will not be lines. Okay. You didn't read the fine print, did you?
No, I didn't, but that's actually good to know, though, because that could mean, for me, less times having to do it.
I would say it's almost guaranteed, but you don't have a reservation yet.
Not yet.
The Browns don't play tomorrow.
That's right.
The Cavs play today.
Yes.
It is not baseball season.
Fair. You're right.
This is prime tobogganing day.
You're right. It's prime tobogganing day.
You got a minute, right? 56:40?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I knew that. Somebody said in the chat about that, like, that I have to arm wrestle you to get the one chair. I said, no, look, if you're in the one chair, I admit, peek behind the curtain, that it is heavier lifting.
I think we should have stuck with the gimmick of I was in the one chair, you came in, hit me with the Stone Cold Stunner, and took the one chair.
No, I could have done that, yeah.
Now we can't.
Now we can't do it now. And then next week, you told me you don't want to work with me, which is fine. I won't be here next week.
You're going to Reds Fest.
Yeah, something. I'm saying is I feel like it feels nefarious because you and I talked about being in Cincinnati together, and then I find out today we're not in Cincinnati together all of a sudden.
Blame
Convenient for you.
The Cincinnati Reds Dayton affiliate.
The Dragons. Blame them.
No. Their radio affiliate.
Oh, radio affiliate.
Yes.
Also the Dragons, though.
The Dragons are their AA affiliate?
Single A.
The Louisville okay, because the Louisville Bats are their AAA.
We got to get out of here. Thanks, Reese.
Okay,
thanks,
bye-bye.
Nate. See you.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio Sports.